Do. Is it ticking? There's a backpack on our deck, apparently. Hello, all. Didn't turn the alarm off. Okay. Howdy, Adam. Yeah, sorry I'm a couple minutes late with this, but hey, better late than never, right? Unless it's a collapse of your favorite team, then it's better that it just doesn't happen at all. Hello, Lisa, Daniel. Weird backpack on the doorstep. This is my new Andy Moog jersey, so kind of have this. Of course, came from Cool Hockey, so happy about that. Well, Yvonne's on her way in. Just there was a backpack on her deck. Whose is it?
It's somebody dropped right off.
In a backpack?
Hold on, my mom has called me 3 times.
Okay, so now her mother's calling. So yeah.
Hello.
What are the chances Dallas prolongs things another game? Well, I mean, on the upside for Dallas, it is on back-to-backs since the return. It feels like back-to-backs are normally 50-50, so maybe Dallas pulls one out tonight. They're not going to beat Tampa, but maybe they pull one out tonight. Happy 19th birthday. Yeah, I think it's going to be Tampa. Yeah, no, we just find something discarded and we just go out and get it. It's Canada, so we just our biggest concern is, did somebody accidentally leave it there? Who does it belong to? After the Petrie extension, who do I think is next? Impossible to tell right now. The market being as it is, I have no idea who's going to sign. Like, I was kind of surprised a little bit that Detroit re-signed Gagne. I mean, it makes some sense, but I'm surprised.
Okay, sorry. She called me 3 times, right?
Is it
no
earth-shattering?
No, she was just talking.
Oh, so did you tell her she's not important? There's other things.
No, I told her we just started a live stream, so I need to go. Oh, okay.
You tell her she's crazy?
Shannon.
She's my mother-in-law. I'm allowed to say that.
That's not how this works.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, people.
This is my lovely wife.
Oh, you're warm.
No, knock it off.
Okay.
It's not warm in here either, so I'm gonna have to trade out. I'm gonna have to trade out the fan for the heater pretty quick if things stay like this.
Do I have the heater?
But we should
don't have the heater upstairs yet.
We should get that furnace checked before we start using it again.
That's right, we should.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think the Chargers are going to win this week? I don't know what that means.
Chargers.
No idea. That's different.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that the Chargers have done as well as they have. No, I'm not so interested.
What's your opinion on last night's game? He did a whole video on that last night.
Last night's game, it was Tampa's the better team, and the special teams are letting Dallas down. It doesn't help when you don't have your best penalty killers, but Tampa's taking full advantage. They have so many good players.
Hey, you crazy kids. I'm pretty sure Kevin's younger than us, isn't he? I think Probably. So. What's your second favorite sport? Oh.
NFL football.
Boo. He's wrong. He's wrong.
I watched football. Jacksonville and Miami. Football. I watched the fourth quarter, Jacksonville and Miami, trying to predict what was going to happen next and which team was going to screw it up worse. And congratulations to the Miami Dolphins. They didn't screw it up. And I kept waiting for it to happen. And they didn't. So kudos to them. But Jacksonville's got some issues going on there.
Where are the cats? Well, you can see two of them.
Shadow and Bear.
There's another one right there.
Pixel's in her bed.
Lily Bell's upstairs.
Until I turn on my video game, and then she has to
be
in my lap.
What are you doing? Do you think Marc-Andre Fleury might get traded to Vancouver Canucks? There's serious talks with both organizations.
Why would the Canucks talk to Vegas? Why would they talk to Vegas when they're trying to keep Markstrom? That just doesn't work. Unless they're giving up on Markstrom. But even then, it's a $7 million cap hit for the next 2 years for Fleury. So they'd have to retain salary. And then Vegas would be trading him within the division, which can come back to haunt them. I don't see a lot of ways that can happen. I don't see him landing in Vancouver. Honestly, I don't think they end up trading him. I think there's a lot of smoke. I don't think there's a lot of fire there.
Stream starts, bath time for the cats. It's true.
It's pretty much all day.
It's true. It is. Yeah. And then, except for when they sleep, I usually take pictures. I posted pictures of
and Pixel's loud when she baths
oh my gosh, she's so loud. She's loud all the time.
Yeah.
She purrs if you look at her, and she purrs so
She purrs when I come in the room now.
Look at her. And I love you. And it's so loud.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about the Flyers Cup chances next year? Also, Canucks make the finals since the Star and Bruins already did. And if trends hold, they lose.
I'd love to see the Canucks make the final next year. I don't think there's a trend to it. I think it's just Dallas had a nice run.
What did I do?
That's right down here. See this? Right there. There you go.
Ta-da!
So I think, Boston had the run last year, and that was kind of their last hurrah. This year, Dallas just went on a really nice run. They got hot at the right time. The Flyers Cup chances, I still like their chances. I know a lot of people jumped off that bandwagon quickly after the series against Montreal and then what happened with the Islanders. I still think they can do it. I still believe in them. And I'd like to see Vigneault get one.
What are your thoughts on Fear Inoculum? Did you think it was underwhelming?
It's a good album.
It was a lot like I thought it would be.
It's a good album. They're just older. They're not angry anymore.
They are.
The anger is gone.
I knew they've be
matured.
Similar as like 10,000 Days because their style is changing as they get older.
Artists get older. They're not starving artists anymore. They're pretty happy with life. It makes a big difference.
So very Tool too, with all the really long songs and then just weird stuff. It was very Tool, and it's very much what I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
Being that I knew
Descending is fantastic.
It's not Tool from the 90s.
Descending is absolutely fantastic.
But
it reminds me of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd, as they got older, their sound definitely changed. And some people didn't like it, but I did. My favorite Pink Floyd was the stuff they made in the late 80s. That was my favorite of theirs. So Tool just changed with the times.
Yeah. Top 10 sodas, in your opinion? 10? It's a lot. I don't even drink 10. I know 10 ginger ale, blackberry ginger ale, cranberry ginger.
Oh, the A&W vanilla root beer is fantastic.
That apple soda.
The sour apple.
Yeah, that was great.
Crush green apple.
Yeah, that one was
a
really
sour
good.
Green apple flavor. That was the greatest ever. I used to drink 2 liters of that in like a day and a half. That was back when I had a metabolism.
I've never drank soda that quick.
Oh, that was because
I really don't like soda. I really don't. Every once in a while, I'll have a ginger ale. That's about it. Sometimes I'll steal a sip of root beer, but I really don't like soda. But Shannon does.
Yeah.
You can't really get any fun sodas now, though.
Unless you go to Wendy's. You have the machine that
Unless you have it personally made for you.
Yes.
Okay, what do the Stars do in the offseason to stay in the West Chase?
They don't need to change very much. They've got a lot of good young kids coming up. The trick for them is, I think they need to let go of Radulov. Of the main players up front, I think they need to let go of Radulov and then try to pick up somebody, maybe like a Hoffman might be a good pickup for them. But I don't know. I don't know how you make it work. I don't know how Jim Nill's going to figure all that out. But something's got to change. Something in that core has to change. The young kids are fine, but I don't know. I don't know about the bridge in between them. And I honestly think Radulov's probably the one to go if any of them go.
Do you think Winnipeg will trade Laine?
I hope not. They're listening to offers. They're not actively shopping him. Listening to offers is completely different. You know, it would sort of be
get something really cool.
Yeah. It'd sort of be like,
then...
you want to buy our vehicle? Okay, we'll listen to offers. We're not selling, but we'll listen. Oh, $45,000? Okay, sounds good. Here's the keys.
Will Radulov retire? Goodness.
He won't retire. He's still got plenty left in the tank. But Radulov, he takes bad penalties. He gets too frustrated, and maybe with another coach, maybe that would get reined in. Radulov can still score. It's just of the big three, you can't trade Ben's contract's untradeable. They're not going to trade Sagan. So to me, Radulov would be the one that would probably be on the way out.
Any tips on being a fan of two teams in different divisions and the same conference? Also knowing 2020 Marlins win World Series?
I don't think it's a big deal to have two teams in the same conference. I have Dallas and Vancouver. They only play each other 3 times a year. They haven't met in the Stanley Cup playoffs since 2007. It's not like there's a direct conflict between them.
It's fun when your teams play each other.
And it's not a huge conflict. Even like people get mad, oh, you cheer for Vancouver and Boston. Yeah, they've met once in the playoffs in 40 years. It's a pretty safe rivalry. If they meet, it's in the Stanley Cup final. So that's a pretty amazing thing right there.
It can be fun having more than one favorite team. I know my favorite game that we've ever gone to was the Canucks versus Winnipeg. That was so fun.
It wasn't my fun game.
It was great. That game was super fun.
It wasn't as much fun for me. I'm not sure why.
It was really fun. That was a great game. And then my favorite games to watch on TV are the Jets versus Wild. Those are really fun games. So, yep. We have a lot of repetition in here. Yeah, people repeat them until I see them, and some of them I skip over because they use a lot of capital letters or emojis, or then I skip those.
Yeah.
Will the Leafs trade Nylander or Anderson?
There's no plan to trade Nylander. He's part of that core. Freddie Anderson may go because his contract's up next year, so it's possible. But almost anybody who's on the market would be a downgrade from Anderson. So I find it kind of odd that there's so many people that are jumping on this let's just trade Freddie Anderson bandwagon when any other move, it could be a downgrade for them.
Any desire to see a game and do a meetup in St. Louis when the apocalypse ends, of course.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Arch.
It's a lot
kind of fun. Can you ride the Arch? Can you go up to the top and just slide down?
Didn't somebody tell us that there was an elevator once? I mean, you made this stupid joke.
Like you can just slide down the outside of it
or something.
Yeah, it's like a big slide.
That's not.
You just slide right down it.
No.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not
pretty sure you can. There's railings. You have to look really close. They're really hard to see, but if you look close enough, they're right there.
If you listen to them too long, you'll lose brain cells. Okay. Will you ever go to Europe? That'd be great. Yes, please.
One of my dreams is to see a Rammstein concert in Berlin. So yes.
We don't know if we'll get to see it here. I mean, they're rescheduled to come back next year.
Rescheduled for next September.
I don't know that we'll be able to have that many people in a place in a year.
Well, that's the fourth quarter of next year. It's possible. It's possible.
Shannon's not Jewish. What?
Not that I know of.
No,
I'm Newfoundlander. I'm not Jewish. Part Newfoundlander, anyways.
Why is your main pick a Growlers jersey a few weeks ago?
Because it was fun to recycle through different jersey pictures. I'm going to cycle through different pictures again.
Mm-hmm. Do you know anywhere I can still pick up a 2018 New York Rangers Winter Classic jerseys? It's one of my favorites. It disappeared while I was reading it.
I haven't seen that jersey in forever. I have not. Honestly, since I got that Winter Classic, it disappeared fast. There are certain jerseys I'm still looking at, which are really, really hard to find. That Thrashers with a word mark, I think I might have found one.
How is it stupid expensive, or is it like a size 4X?
You know,
both. I'm probably right. He's probably both.
It's not a 4X, it's an XL. So
Okay.
no, you're not
Might
right
as
on
well
both.
be a 4X. You still can't wear it.
It's not stupid expensive. It's not cheap either, because
Okay, I was right on both.
it's
I
in
know how
pretty
this
good
works.
condition.
I'm
But
sure
then-
it is because it's way too big for you.
Then I'd have that
That's how that
Thrashers
works. If
jersey
you
with the
find
word
it
mark.
doesn't
So
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness.
it's just it's been my dream to have that jersey since I realized it was the only Thrashers I didn't have.
You can't have more than one favorite team. You can like other teams, but you can't have 2 or more favorite teams.
Wrong.
Yeah, nope.
Wrong. I'm wearing Boston, and the
Doesn't work
wall
like
behind
that,
me now
but
has
nice try.
Boston, Vancouver, and the other teams. The other pennants will be on this side of the wall after. Yvonne just has to get that done, and we'll have. No, I'm just saying.
He means because he wants it done right, so it doesn't fall down.
Well, no.
Then I need to do it because I will put.
I doubled your pay
properly.
I doubled your pay.
Well, when you multiply 0 by anything. Okay.
Don't say
Shannon,
0.
do you think the Rangers re-signed D'Angelo?
I don't know. See, of their core defensive players, I think he's probably the most likely to go. So I don't know. I don't know if they keep him or not. He's going to be expensive. He's not going to be a $950,000 contract this year. It's going to be pricey. And if that gets ugly, then I could see them moving him.
Who should the Sabres pick up in free agency?
Find a defenseman. If they got Krug, if they found a way to get Krug, I mean, honestly, if they found a way to talk Pietrangelo into it, that would show people they were serious. I just don't know that Pietrangelo would sign with Buffalo.
If Buffalo doesn't make the playoffs next season, does Jack Eichel leave Buffalo, and where does he go? If so, I live in Berlin, by the way.
Lucky. Can see Rammstein whenever he wants. They have their weekly concerts there. I don't know that Eichel would necessarily leave next season. I know that's part of the reason that Pagula's made big changes this offseason, and they want to make the playoffs. There's a lot of pressure on them. I do think that if they don't make it again, that Eichel's discontent is going to rise every year. If he were to become available with the kind of player he is, there will be 31 teams lined up for his services, including Seattle. He is absolutely one of the best players in the game.
Werenski for Laine, thoughts?
I don't know that Columbus would move Werenski. That would be, honestly, that's not far off. You might have to add something on either side to make it work. That's not far off. I just don't know that Columbus would move Werenski. Laine is exactly the kind of goal scorer Columbus needs, but you'd have to add something else in there, probably on both sides. And I don't know that Columbus would be willing to make that move.
Somebody wants to know who's on your jersey.
The
Shannon
immortal,
would love to show everybody. He loves his jersey a
Andy
lot.
Moog. Andy Moog. And just wait till that Flames one. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
He's kind of really excited about this jersey.
So excited.
Even though he has this jersey just without Moog on it.
Well, because this is the hand stitched.
I know, I'm aware.
This
You've
is
told
really
me many
this
times.
is really feel double layered. Double layered. No.
I'm feeling the jersey.
Just the numbers.
I'm feeling the numbers.
No, that's not a number.
Told me to feel the jersey. Man.
Taking liberties.
Picky. Okay.
Hi, Shadow.
Let's see. How would you feel if Pietrangelo went to Ottawa?
Oh, I'd love that. And
Get a room. We have a room. This is our house.
We got a house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a house.
We have a bunch of rooms.
I do like Ottawa. I do hope the team does well. I do get mad at Eugene Melnyk at times. I want to see them turn it around. I want to see them do well. I would love to see them sign Pietrangelo. I would love to see them turn it around as soon as possible. There's nothing I like better than an underdog story, and the Ottawa Senators, as a franchise, are the embodiment of an underdog story. Hi, what do you want? Oh, I petted him. Now he's
well, where to go? Do you think with the flat cap, the league would allow teams to buy out one contract with no penalty next year?
If they were going to do it, they would have done it in the collective bargaining agreement extension. I get the feeling that might have been a non-starter for players. Players are basically saying, okay, we won't get a raise for years. If owners turn around and said, okay, well, we also want the right to put some of you guys out of your current contracts without penalty. It would have been in the CBA. The only reason I never reported on that was because I never heard of it in negotiations. So I know that there are plenty of teams in the NHL that would love to have a mulligan on some of their contracts. I don't see it happening.
Oh, the kitties. This is Shadow. This is Bear. The black and white one's Pixel, and then Lily Bell is upstairs. We have the kitty
I can't
Instagram.
pick up Pixel because she's
sleeping.
Sleepy.
We have the kitty Instagram that I try and remember to put the cats' names every once in a while. But then there's lots of kitty pictures. Who will win the Stanley Cup in 2021?
Well, let's see. Tampa Bay, they're looking at their long wait finally being over. I'll say Colorado. I'll say Colorado's long wait comes to an end next because it's been since 2001 for them.
Could a lot of guys get buried this season?
Yes. Yeah, there's going to be some guys going to the AHL. There's going to be some guys. There's going to be a lot of guys getting bought out, and then there's going to be contracts that can't get bought out that are just going to be stuck in the AHL or just somehow, somewhere or another, they're going to be moved. Some of them may end up on LTIR for reasons.
Sens have to spend $22 million to get to cap floor.
There's a lot of talk about the Sens making some big moves around the draft and then through free agency as well. I think the plan is to start getting better next season. They bottomed out. They've got the number 3 and number 5 picks. Now it's time to get better.
Top 3 goalies.
Top 3 goalies right now. Well, Vasilevsky has to be on that list. Hellebuck has to be on that list. So those are 2 of the Vezina finalists. Top 3 goalies. I'm not going to put Markstrom in there because that'd be a Canucks homer move. I can't. He's one of the better goalies. I'm going to say it'll be Carter Hart by next year. I think Carter Hart's going to take that next step next year.
Who should the Kings take it to? Quentin Byfield or Tim Stützle?
Stützle, I think, is the better pick. I get the feeling they probably draft Byfield, but Stützle's projecting as a center as well. So when people talk about, well, Byfield's a center, Stützle at the NHL level may very well end up being a center as well. Don't pay as much attention to what position they play in juniors because at the NHL level, they move. Some centers become wingers, some wingers become centers. I think Stützle is just the all-around package. That kid's going to be fantastic. If he ends up in Ottawa, Sens fans will be very happy next season.
Boston needs to calm down with sports.
Boston just seems like kind of they need to calm down just a little bit in general anyways. And Philly, there's too much caffeine in those fans. There's too much caffeine. Way too much anger. Maybe cut back on the caffeine.
Who will win the World Series?
I'll say Yankees because I can't stand them. So I'll say Yankees because it'll be the Yankees.
Who gets the Conn Smythe for Dallas if they come back and win the cup?
If they come back and win, then that means Hudobin's your winner of the Conn Smythe because they don't win it unless Hudobin absolutely stands on his head. So he would. The only other guy who gets into the conversation is Heiskanen, but it'll have to be Hudobin if they're going to win it now.
If the Penguins let go of Murray and Yari, could they go after Holtby and use the Smith as a backup?
They could, but that'd be a bad idea. Holtby's older. He didn't have a great season last year or the year before. I think they'll keep Jari. I think Murray's probably the one they move on from. And there will be teams interested because he does have 2 Stanley Cup rings. I think the Smith could be the backup for Jari next year. I don't know that Pittsburgh's problem against Montreal was as much goaltending as it was that the big names just didn't show up when they needed them to.
Do you ever trade for jerseys?
Not if I can avoid it. I in general don't. Like for instance, like I got this one. I've got other ones coming. So I'm not going to have a bunch of Adidas that I'm not needing. So I messaged a subscriber to the channel, but also a friend of mine, and made him an offer, and he said fine. So I'm selling him at dirt cheap. I told Yvonne what I was selling them for, and she's like, sort of rolled her eyes.
So you're giving them to him. Got it. Okay.
Basically, without giving them to him. But
Right.
yeah. So,
Philip Gustafsson is going to Europe.
Everybody's going to Europe right now. That I'm not even reporting on which players are being loaned to European leagues and ending up in the KHL and all that. Once the Stanley Cup's done, I'll start looking through all the Euro leagues and picking out the guys and following certain players. I may have like a stats of the week kind of thing where once a week I look at the stats of players who, after the draft, it'll be the high draft picks, and I'll also look into former NHLers and current NHLers and do up stat videos.
Oh, what does my shirt say? Okay, and here, come here.
Oh, did you wear your plague?
It says, "Please step back. I will gag you."
That's your plague.
It's my plague doctor. See, I'm not telling him. It's my plague doctor shirt.
Here, I'll pick you up.
No, you won't. There, see, it has plague doctor.
Here.
Don't.
I'll pick you up. No. What? I was gonna help for the live stream.
No. Okay.
I'll pick you up.
Who will get Bobby Ryan?
There's going to be a lot of teams in on Bobby Ryan. I could see. Think of a team that needs scoring from their bottom six, because he's not going to be top six. He'll be bottom six. And maybe a team that's already having some cap trouble that's looking to pick up somebody on the cheap. I could see Vancouver being in on him. I could see Toronto being in on him. I could see Nashville being in on him. Calgary may very well be in on him as well. There's a lot of places he could end up. I would imagine there'll be a lot of rumors in between now and October 9th.
No encouraging him. No.
Oh, they want me to pick you up?
He's dead weight.
That doesn't work anymore.
I know.
At all.
Don't
It's hilarious
him.
when you think it's going to work.
See, this is the problem. Well, one of the problems with boys, they think it's really funny. They can just pick you up and throw you around.
Okay, so you used to do that with me.
And now I'm all weak.
You used to think it was hilarious.
It was so funny. Okay. Anyways, does Dallas Kip Rick Bonus? If not, who is the front runner in your mind?
Jim Nill at this point wants Bonus to have the job. It's his if he wants it. Nobody else is there. I don't think they've even considered who else might be the coach if it's not going to be Bonus. So I would think he'll stick around.
Will Shannon run a marathon?
I don't plan to.
At
some point, I would like to do a half marathon. I don't want to do the full marathon thing because that sounds just really painful. I see people at the end of marathons and even marathon runners look miserable.
Yeah.
So I could see myself doing a half at some point, maybe when I was in my 20s. I maybe could have done the full thing, but at this point, I'm not looking to do the full marathon.
No,
that's a little
Billie
much.
Eilish jersey. What? I've never seen a Billie.
I've never seen a Billie Eilish jersey. If there was one, I'd have it. So Billie Eilish is fantastic. That's a talented woman.
Can Kings compete for a playoff spot next season?
The Kings are the team in California that I think has the best chance of turning things around next season. If half of those kids that are coming in are as good as advertised, they'll be fine.
I did a 5K once. It sucked. You pass. I mean, I walk 5K, 5.25.
I do 5
each morning, but I don't run it.
I do 5 miles a day on the treadmill.
Because Shannon's ridiculous. No.
And I'm up to 5.5 to 6 miles an hour now. I was at 5.2 miles an hour.
That's just ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous. No. Okay. Will you do an NHL 21? Be a pro. Let's play.
I'll do franchise mode in NHL 21, and this time around, because we don't know when the NHL is coming back, I'll do a deep dive on player stats and rankings and ratings and all that other fun stuff that Yvonne is so interested in. And I'll try to go through and pick out the ones that they've underrated or overrated, and so we'll have fun with that. And be a pro. I don't know. We'll see. I really enjoy the franchise modes though, and creating players that I put into the franchise modes.
I'm a Sharks fan from Mannheim, Germany. What should I do if the Kings draft Stützle?
If Stützle goes to the Kings, get a Kings jersey.
I totally slaughtered that pronunciation.
Everybody does. It was Stutzel, and then all of a sudden it
Okay.
became Stutzla.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, so
At
all of a
least
sudden his name's changed.
I thought it. Okay. Why Diet Coke and not Coke Zero?
I have both.
That's what he grabbed.
I go back and forth.
morning.
Because the flavor of one or the other gets tired after a while. So
There aren't fun sodas.
no, there's none.
Anywhere in Canada right now.
Sucks.
I've heard they're pretty low in the States on fun drinks.
I miss my orange vanilla.
So
it's
been a while since I've been able to even find them. The cherry vanilla zero.
Cherry vanillas are so good.
I think I went to just about every gas station in Abbotsford.
7-Eleven doesn't even have them?
No, I bought the last ones. I've gone to London Drug. I bought the last at London Drug.
Pandemic.
Shoppers hasn't had any in forever.
Pandemics are dumb.
Yeah. Do you think we will see a Lightning dynasty?
Dynasties are so hard now because of the salary cap, because of the fact that there's so much parity in the league. A dynasty is, I mean, the closest we're going to get is Chicago winning 3 cups in 6 years. For Tampa, holding everybody together is going to be tricky just this offseason alone. Dynasties are tough, really, really tough to predict. Because usually when a team wins their first Stanley Cup, we can see them winning others. Remember 2011 with Boston and Vancouver? The idea was, hey, these teams are peaking. They could be back next year. They're both really well-run teams. Everything's going really well. And both of them were out in the first round the next year. So it's really hard to figure out.
Congrats on the Padres.
Well, they're in the playoffs. We'll see how far they go in the playoffs, but they're in the playoffs. Do you want to start watching some baseball with the Padres in the playoffs?
Oh, my gosh, no.
Come on. I got my Padres jersey. We're all set.
I know you do.
I even got the patch with the...
I know.
So we're all set. Let's go, Padres.
I'm not watching baseball. No.
For Tony Gwynn. They got to win one for Gwynn. Win for Gwynn. There you go.
Shannon doesn't watch other hockey YouTubers.
Nope, I generally don't. I just, it's, if I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching other things like...
not hockey.
No, I watch the pitch meetings, which are hilarious. Oh, really? Barely an inconvenience.
Shannon, I need help buying a finals jersey for Tampa. Where should I buy one?
Well, they're not on sale through Cool Hockey. Cool Hockey has it, though, where they'll send it to you with the patch. They'll attach it. But they're still going to be cheaper than getting it through the team stores. For instance, I know with Vancouver, if you get a custom jersey, it's $280. And I've got
unless you're looking for a Reebok on clearance.
I've got Pedersen. I got Pedersen through the team store. I got the Demko I have now through Cool Hockey, and the numbering and lettering is better on the one I got from the Cool Hockey than the one I got from the team store, and I paid half the price.
Does the quick ones,
and I got half the price for the one through Cool Hockey. So I don't suggest team stores for that reason. I don't know what it is with the Adidas, but the letters and numbers, just the quality is not as good, which is weird because the logos are fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of groups too, though. I suggest there's lots of Facebook groups. There's groups on Reddit where you can find that kind of thing, and they can find you the best deal as well.
Hello, Lars.
Hey, Lars.
He was slacking. He was busy playing games.
He's part of the reason I had it on early, so this way it's not like, midnight his time or 11 p.m. So that's to go with his raise in pay that we gave him last week. He makes 25 cents less an hour than you do.
Oh my goodness. Can you help me find the Sharks first jersey? I found one seller offering me $130 for it. The
Sharks first jersey, I have the teal one. The white one I've been on the hunt for a while, but they're expensive. The only white original Sharks I found was $229, I think. I think it's a large. And other than that, I mean, they're hard to find. And then there's the fact too that this year San Jose, for their anniversary, they may do a throwback. They did the teal throwback in a Reebok. I've never seen it anywhere other than there's one listing on eBay and it's really expensive. I would like to see them do a white throwback to their original, but that is not an easy one to find.
Opinions on Tampa winning the MLB, NHL, and NFL in 1 year.
Oh, they're not winning the Super Bowl. They're not winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, no. And in baseball, I would actually be very happy for the Rays if they won, because the Rays are really kind of the epitome of that small market budget team through most of their existence, and it would be nice to see them win a championship.
Who has a better team on paper between the Habs and the Panthers to steal a top 3 spot in the
Atlantic?
Yeah. Also, who do you see making the playoffs in the Metro?
On paper, Florida has a better team. Paper hasn't mattered with Florida for years. I've kind of given up on Florida. I've bet on them making the playoffs. I think it's 3 years in a row now, and I've just kind of given up on them. Montreal's got a lot of heart. They showed that against Pittsburgh. They showed it against Philadelphia. You can't discount that. In the Metro, I think, Philly's a lock. Washington should still make the playoffs next year with Samsonov and net. I like the Rangers' chances as well with Shesterkin coming in if they get a consistent effort night in and night out. And I've learned not to bet against the Islanders or Columbus. That'd be 5 teams making it from the Metro.
Somebody likes how your set's looking.
I do too. I know I have to balance it out. I know there has to be other teams. I'm not going full on Vancouver, Boston. I just thought that was nice to have the Vancouver Boston picture with Bo Horvat's signature on it. Boston on one side and Vancouver on the other. I thought that really looks nice.
We need to put up the Hockey Guy nameplate too.
We do,
because that's really fun.
Eventually, that nameplate I think goes over top, so where the Toronto Hall of Fame one is, and then we can move the Hall of Fame one over here or over in that direction. Okay. And then we've got other Hall of Fame stuff that I have to put up as well.
Yeah, some fun.
The Bobby Orr picture from the Hall of Fame. Yes, that one's
really cool.
So a lot of Bobby Orr going up.
Picture.
Oh, I agree, but they're expensive. Those pictures
especially
from the Canucks.
If you have to get something from the States right now.
Those pictures from the Canucks, the only reason I got them was because one of them I was the only bidder. And the other one,
Lewis.
One of my friends helped me.
Lewis.
So thanks for helping me get it, pal.
Lewis.
But yeah, that's the only reason I got them, because it was a good deal on the auction. If I'd tried actually full on buying them, I think that picture would have retailed for probably $400.
Something stupid, yeah.
Oh,
but buying things from the States right now is really hard. The exchange rate is ridiculous. Shipping is stupid expensive.
So if a jersey's $200 US, when I factor in the shipping and everything, it's over $300 Canadian. And
then at that price, you usually get charged customs too, which is 30%. So another 30%, whatever you paid, you have to pay it again.
Yeah.
In Canadian. Yeah. So it ends up being stupid expensive. Yeah. So it's hard to pay for anything in the States right now. It's not.
And even going through NHL team stores, they don't ship for free. Cool Hockey does, but the team stores don't. So with the only 2 Adidas that I still need, which are St. Louis in white and Buffalo in white. That being said, there's new ones coming out this year too. But yeah, they're through the team stores, they're there. But once I factor in the Canadian dollar and shipping and everything, it's just not worth it for me.
Hello, Shannon and Yvonne. Keep up the good work.
She does the good work. I'm just I'm the mouthpiece.
That's not how that works. Do the Red Wings sign any free agents?
I don't know if they're going to sign free agents. I don't think they're going to sign anybody huge. I think if they can get Torrey Krug, I think they will. I think if they have a shot at Pietrangelo, I think they'll pick him up. I think that improving the blue line is a key aspect of fixing things going forward. But I don't think the pressure's there to win now. I think it's, another year probably of not being very good towards the bottom of the league, and then they'll start to improve from there.
Shipping is crazy. Across the border, I paid $75 for goalie gloves from Quebec to Indiana.
Yep.
It is so expensive right now.
The tariffs didn't help. The pandemic hasn't helped.
So expensive. And then, getting you need to pay this much. You need to pay $60 more to pick up your parcel. Well, you can refuse it. See, I've already paid the shipping. Yeah. I don't get that back.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. What's your best jersey deal? Okay, Shannon likes to tell this story.
Oh, the Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yep.
Now, I won't get those jerseys for a while because they're stuck in the States. But, yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods had jerseys on for $5, $10. Tyler Sagan, $5.97. Adidas. Eric Carlson, $4.97.
Somebody
in an Adidas.
pushed the wrong button.
Black Stealth.
So Shannon got some jerseys for 95% off.
Black Tampa Bay third this year. Kucherov, 86, right there on the back, $10. Pasternak in this style too, $19. So I was like, okay. So I put 5 of them together and it was $60. And I'm like, okay, $60 for 5 Adidas with names on the back. That's ridiculous.
And I kept telling him I didn't think they'd
way below.
They'd figure out and be like, oh crap, we can't send him for that price.
Yeah, because it's free shipping too. And free shipping. So yeah. So I emailed Ben right after I hit the I was like, hey Ben, if you need jerseys.
That story will be told for years to come. He will be telling this story for the rest of his life. About that time he got the jerseys.
Sagan for $5.97.
Stupid cheap. Sure, we won't get him for another year. But he's way too expensive. Oh my goodness.
It's so funny.
Hey Vaughn, do you sometimes get tired of doing these live streams with Shannon?
Yes.
No.
She told me a while ago, she said these would be so much better if you weren't in them.
People would be so ticked if they showed up for a live stream.
I came in the other day and she had made up a board for news of the day and it was all about hockey masks. And I'm like, you can't do that. And she was like, yes, I can. This guy revealed a new mask and I think it's pretty and I'm going to do a news video about it. Which masks are pretty? And I'm like, you can't do that. People don't want that. And I was like, she's like, yeah, they do. And then she shoved me. And then she's got the cats trained now to attack me.
Whatever.
She was even yelling, go for the eyes.
Listen really well.
She was yelling, go for the eyes. Who does that?
You're such a dork. People would be really mad if they came into a live stream and it was just me. We already get people that comment about why you have to have me in all of your live streams. Because there's girls here and yeah, people would be mad. Shannon, as a 90-year-old man, have I ever told you about the time I got a jersey from Dick's Sporting Goods for about $5? Yeah, pretty much.
It's a really good deal.
This story, I will hear it so for the rest of my life.
But before I had a channel, so this is back before I had like a lot of jerseys. I still had like I think 4 Toronto jerseys, and I had 4 Toronto jerseys because people like. So you have one of each team. You don't even have all the teams. You have 4 Toronto jerseys. Why do you cheer for Toronto? And I kept saying, no, they're always cheap because they're never in the playoffs. So it was this great conversation starter with Leaf fans where they'd be like, why are you wearing Leafs? No, I'm not a Leafs fan. No, this was $10 because they're never in the playoffs. So they just got to just blow out their stock. So I always get the cheapest shirt in the store and it's always Toronto. And it was a great conversation starter. So now I've got a different story to tell and it's far more entertaining and it won't make anybody angry.
Yvonne goalie mask ranking sounds like a swell video. I know, right?
See?
Goalie
That's why she was in here getting that set.
And they have really cool masks with the
she didn't have to write at the top.
They had so much time, they all got new masks.
She didn't have to write at the top of the board, Shannon sucks. And in permanent marker. So it took me 20 minutes to get that out of the board.
It wouldn't take 10 minutes, 20 minutes to get permanent off a whiteboard. All you do is you take your dry erase marker and you draw over it and then it wipes off.
Yeah, you had all the dry erase markers.
I can't. They're everywhere.
They are now.
Everywhere.
They weren't then.
There's 1. There's like 10. There's, gosh, a whole
box
those
ones
of
don't
them.
work.
Then why are they there?
Because those are the ones that don't work. I put them there when they don't work. That way I know I don't grab those. They don't work.
Ooh, you're supposed to have a box of them to put so I can take them to recycle.
But they don't recycle them yet.
I know. That's why I'm saving them along with.
That's why I'm saving them right there.
It's a horrible spot. Okay.
That's where they go.
I mean,
or
it's
on
better
the floor.
than yeah. I was just gonna say it's better than throwing them on the floor.
Sometimes like, oh, that's just stupid. Throw it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how dudes do things.
What's Yvonne's number 1 team? A Wild or Jets?
Jets.
Well, I would say my number one team is the Canucks, but I do enjoy watching the Jets.
Your number one team is not the Canucks. I saw the joy you had when Winnipeg whooped them. You never see me cheering when the Canucks lose a game in Vancouver.
Whatever, because I've gone to see lots of Canuck games.
I've never worn a jersey of a team that the Canucks were playing against.
He's totally wore Boston to Vancouver games.
Oh, you're just saying that because they did it twice.
I've only got to see the Jets live once, and it was so cool that they won. That was such a fun game, right? And you were super excited that one time that they won.
I don't know about excited.
Yeah, you were. I mean, it kind of diminishes a little bit when you're sitting around a bunch of jerks. But
and when it's Marchand that gets the hat trick,
right?
Like, oh God, totally he got another goal. Oh crap.
Anyways, Canucks I would say are number one just because I've liked the Canucks my whole life, but I do really like the Jets. I think the Jets are really fun to watch. I like the Wild too, but they can be painful to watch sometimes. At least this year.
It could be boring.
Yeah. Unless they play the Jets, then those games are really fun. Then they're not as boring for some reason. But there's a global shortage on dry erase markers only because of Shannon. I don't think you guys understand how many markers we have in our house.
That reminds me,
he goes through so many markers though.
I've got markers.
Dry erase markers don't last.
The small ones really don't.
They don't.
They really don't.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever had like a teacher that used dry erase markers. They die so easily and it'll just be like, and they're not working. So we have to have a lot of markers. It's obnoxious.
These ones here, which are the best ones. You'll just sometimes we'll grab them and go, oh, the cap. And I can tell because the cap's not tight. Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's dried out. And of course it has. So then I put it under there.
Would Yvonne rage if Laine actually got traded?
No,
I don't. I'm not like that with players. I mean, I like Laine.
It's like if the Canucks trade Virtanen.
To have a Laine jersey.
I like Virtanen, but if the Canucks trade him, I'm okay with that, depending on what they get back. So if they traded Virtanen for, say, like, I don't know, a fourth and the rights to Gagne out of Detroit, then I might be like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. But if they trade him and they get a good value back, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm not a super follower of players. There are players that I like, but I don't get. Yeah, I'm not one of those people. Yvonne's favorite NHL team plays in the NFL. Yeah, Yvonne loves NFL.
I've tried to get her Jet stuff. I've told her.
No,
and it's green, and you love green. Green's your favorite color.
Green is not my favorite color. My favorite color is rainbow. Glitter is a close second.
It's not a color.
Totally. Go ask Adelaide. She will agree with me. Glitter is absolutely a color.
I ordered her that unicorn onesie. I think I'm going to regret that.
Thrilled. Oh my gosh, she's going to wear it every single day.
I know. I think I'm going to regret it.
Probably put a dress on over it or something.
I just figured it's quarantine Halloween, so why not? Then she could be unicorn.
Yeah. And I'll wear my narwhal.
Oh God. That's true. Yeah. I got you that narwhal onesie. That could work out really well.
Yeah. Uh-huh. See, because I figure since it's the apocalypse, for all of October, you can wear a costume any day because we probably don't get to go trick-or-treating. There's definitely not going to be any Halloween parties or anything like that. So everybody gets to wear costumes every day.
I still think that for Halloween,
Halloween,
I think we should do it. I think we should do it like an egg hunt. I think we should do like a candy hunt around the house,
right
in the backyard. Yeah. And then you could have like chores where they earn chocolate bars and candies and stuff.
Could totally do them in the forest.
We'd have to make sure your eldest can't steal them after they're won by a brother or sister.
True.
So.
I think you guys missed my first message.
What did you do?
Shannon.
What did you do?
Sometimes I do miss them. They jump. I don't see anything. What about Beetlejuice? Some of you are spelling my name really wrong. There it is. Would it hurt Bill Guerin? To inquire about Anthony Shirley.
You should know who Guerin is because he's the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
I don't pay attention to that part.
Cirelli is an interesting one because Tampa Bay is not in a position with the salary cap to match very many offers. I really can't see Sorelli getting away from them, but there will be a lot of GMs calling Sorelli would be perfect for the Minnesota Wild. He's not a number one center, but he could be a very good number 2.
My favorite color is definitely not orange.
There's another one in there though.
Yeah, not orange. Nice try though. My favorite color is rainbow. Should be sure. Thoughts on future Vegas home and away and their upcoming third?
I don't think they're changing their home and away.
No.
Their third sounds like it's going to be great. What Bill Foley said happened was they were trying to make a gold jersey. The problem was they kept looking yellow. So they had to find a color that was actually gold, not marigold is my guess. And so that was the trick of finding a way to do it and still make it so it's the same jersey fabric.
Yeah.
So because this is
like tinsel.
This is the color you normally get when a jersey is gold. And so this is not the color they wanted. They said we want a real gold color for Las Vegas.
It'd be a different color.
So apparently that's going to be a fantastic jersey. That's supposed to be out, I want to say next month. I know September was when the new jerseys were supposed to come out
in the fall,
but
might be
everything
delayed,
got pushed back. Last I heard from
I
Ben,
explained
it might
it
be
before.
November.
All the fabric production, like in the world, is delayed.
Yeah,
all
and
of it.
Ben's not hearing a lot from Adidas, so I don't know that they necessarily know on their end either.
No, probably not. But all fabric is delayed. So just you have the fabric delayed, and then the production of it would be delayed and everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a few months longer.
Yep.
When is the next Zoom call for the 15 and up level? We do that the beginning of the month. So
sometime in next week or so. So next weekend.
The month. Yeah. So we will make sure
Sunday.
Post when we're going to do that.
Probably next Sunday.
A few days ahead of time. But we're always, it's always the first weekend of the month. That way we can always remember to do it.
Yep.
And people know when it's going to be. So it'll be either Saturday or Sunday. We'll look and see what's going on.
No, there won't be a hockey game.
Right. But it's always the first weekend of the month. Okay. Did I get caught up there? Will they have a red 4th? That would be awesome.
I love you. I was never, you know what's funny? For me with Ninja Turtles, I really liked it when it was a role-playing game and there were like dark comic books that came out and then the cartoon came out and my friends and we were nerds.
Too old for
and we hated
Ninja Turtles.
We hated it because we were used to playing this really cool role-playing game where you could pick like an animal to play as. It was like Dungeons and Dragons, it was a role-playing game. And then we saw this cartoon, we're like, wait, pizza, what the hell? Why
Shannon's
why
too
does he
old
talk
for
like
Ninja
a surfer?
Turtles. Ninja Turtles came out.
They're supposed to be badass and it's supposed to be dark and violent. And then
they were like
the cartoon came out and I was like,
surfer guys.
I was like, what is this garbage? And then I went and saw the movie. I hated the movie.
Movies were awful.
And the only thing I liked was Michelangelo watching the turtle and the tortoise and the hare and saying, I don't understand why the turtle doesn't ninja kick the rabbit. That was the only thing I laughed out loud in the theater. That was the only time that I laughed was him asking, why doesn't the turtle ninja kick the rabbit? And because it was a genuine question. He wasn't asking it to be sarcastic. And I thought it was really funny, but I really didn't like Ninja Turtles.
I didn't either.
I was too old.
Yes. So I was almost too old for it. So Shannon would definitely have been too old for it. My younger sister really liked the Turtles, but I thought it was stupid.
To me, the Turtles are...
I really didn't like the movies.
And you and me.
Okay. Hey, Yvonne, isn't your favorite color purple or dark pink just by looking at your hair? It's supposed to be purple, but I haven't dyed it for a few weeks, so it kind of fades. When you dye your hair fun colors, it washes out really quick. So
it doesn't last. I know. I dye my hair daily, and it just doesn't stay.
Shannon's such a dork. But yes, I do really like purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors. But I like rainbow and glitter. So
how does he know when I'm not doing like a video?
When did you start watching wrestling?
Oh, that'd be I want to say 1984. I used to watch All-Star Wrestling with my dad. And then I got into watching Stampede Wrestling, which was out of Calgary. And WWF came in after. And I found WWF to be more flashy and kind of fun, but at the same time, there were wrestlers I was supposed to like that I didn't. I never liked Tito Santana. I hated Hulk Hogan. I thought he was obnoxious and loud, and he was a terrible wrestler. I didn't like him at all. So that was where things were kind of weird. Now, All Star Wrestling, John Tenta was there for a while, and there were some fun wrestlers on different shows. And I remember with All Star Wrestling, do you remember the ZZ Top album, Afterburner, the one that's got Sleeping Bag and all those on it? Because in All Star Wrestling, they basically had that album, and each wrestler had a different song off that album as their entrance theme. It was kind of funny.
Okay. Shirley to Ottawa.
With the amount of money Sorelli might be able to command, I don't know if Melnick could be talked into it. Sorelli would be an upgrade for them down the middle, though. They talked yesterday on TSN about how they really lacked scoring down the middle.
Do you see Washington start falling the ranks in the nightmare that is the Metro? Do you see Pittsburgh failing to make the playoffs next season? And which team could surprise between Buffalo and Florida?
I could see Pittsburgh falling next year. I think Washington should still be a playoff team, but in the Metro, I could see Pittsburgh falling out next season. Between Buffalo and Florida, Florida's the better team right now, but Florida always manages to somehow screw it up. So of the two, if Kevin Adams pulls the right buttons, and right now, adding Stahl was fantastic. So, I mean, maybe they can figure it out. Maybe they finally get the right mix. Maybe Cousins makes a huge difference.
Well, it will be the final score tonight, and congrats, Shannon, on being married to a goddess.
So you gave them $10 to give a super chat. All right, I see how this works. She is definitely a goddess. The final score tonight, I'll say one way or the other, 4-2. I'll say 4-2, and that's with an empty netter. I'll say that it's a more tight defensive game, but Dallas hasn't shown in the last 3 games that they can stop Tampa, so we'll see. But my prediction would be 4-2, one way or the other.
So are you a pro wrestling fan? That's a lot of question marks.
Of course.
He does videos on wrestling sometimes.
On the Entertainment Guy, I'll mention it in like News of the Day videos on that channel.
Yeah. I
do News of the Day videos over there too, where I just throw all the stuff up that's going on in the entertainment world. And to me, wrestling is the TV show. It's an entertainment thing. It's not as much sport.
His channel for him to just talk about random crap.
Anything that's not hockey ends up on the Entertainment Guy channel. Like me watching The Babysitter, Killer Queen, and doing a review for that.
I'm going to subscribe. Is Foxa being out a major factor?
Oh, yes. Foxa is one of the more underrated players in the league. His face-off ability, defensively, he's excellent. Offensively, it's there at times, but defensively, he's so solid. He's kind of like, for Dallas, he's kind of a poor man's Guy Carbonneau, and he's good at a little bit of everything, and it really hurts them having him out of the lineup. I like Nick Camano. I think it's, he was good last night, but they really miss Foxa.
Lars linked it. Lars is useful.
That's why he gets that bump in his pay.
He's so good at quickly putting up links.
Yep.
Here it is, and here's this.
Yep.
Lars
I picture him having
awesome.
like 6 computers open and 2 phones.
I know. He's got to have all the tabs open, and here's this.
Yep.
He links stuff so quick.
Okay.
Yeah,
very, very fast.
You can also check out the Hockey Guy website.
You could learn a thing or two.
Everything.
You could learn a thing or two.
I don't remember what the website is. What is it? HockeyGuy.yt?
No. THGYT.com.
Oh, yeah. THG. There you go.
And the blog
check out the website.
The blog I've got kind of going. I'm starting, and that'll be thgyt.ca, and then they'll both be linked together.
Adam made it because Adam's awesome.
Yes.
Could Lundqvist be traded, or it's 100% buyout?
I think if he was going to get traded, I think it would have happened by now. I think he's
Lars linked the website.
I think he's going to get bought out.
He's good at this. I got that one.
Yeah, you did. Good job.
Okay. Do you think Puljujarvi comes back to the Oilers?
I think so. It feels like that's kind of glossed over now that that maybe they're in a better place than they were a year ago. Maybe playing in Europe, maybe it's given Puljujärvi a different perspective on things, but it sounds like he's at least welcoming the idea of going back to Edmonton. That would be the ultimate for Edmonton, would be if Puljujärvi comes back, realizes his potential, and Yamamoto continues what he started this year. That makes the Oilers run a little more impressive, and it makes it more sustainable for them in the future.
Best place to get hats
now?
76.
47.
47. I was close.
47 brands. I think it's 47brands.ca in Canada. The American site, though, has all the fun hats, because it always does.
Right.
The Canadian site had a few hats that I like. The American site had all the really ugly hats with the swirl on the top that you like so much. I got a bunch of those.
See somebody from space.
I got a bunch of those just because I knew she'd be so happy. The
version of that hat is
glorious.
Extra special.
Glorious.
Oh my gosh, the fisherman one. Oh, the
fisherman one is perfect. I was very upset at the Islanders were out because I didn't get to wear that again.
It's
okay. I gotta see
what team has the lamest name.
Lamest name?
I know the answer. People always get mad though.
I don't know. I don't think you could call a team Predators now. I don't think that would work anymore for a team name. I think that'd be kibosh pretty quickly.
I think the Islanders is a pretty lame name.
Yeah, but they're from the island.
Team. Yes, but
from
Islanders,
Island.
It's a lame name. It's not fun.
It's not, though.
It is.
It's a good tag team back in the 80s, too.
What?
Yeah, the Islanders. It was Haku and... is it Haku and Fatu? I think it was Haku and Fatu.
Like Pacific Islanders? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it's not like...
Yeah.
PEI.
Or no, it was Haku and the Tonga Kid, right? I know it was one of the NOE boys that was in that. Great. That was Fatu who became Rikishi, I think, that was in that. Anyways, I would not say Islanders. You know what? Canucks is kind of a lame name when you think about it. Kind of, sort of. Again, if a team was coming up in Vancouver, I don't know that they necessarily would be called that. That's something I ask myself.
Same with Habs. They wouldn't call them the Canadians.
Oh, they might.
I don't think so, especially when
and it's Canadien.
Not. Yes, I know.
Canadien, because it's ENS.
Right. I know.
Can you leave her alone?
But it's still weird when they're not the only Canadian team. But same with Canucks. So Shannon ran away. Do you think the Jets and Wild should make a trade involving Ehlers and Dumba? No, I don't think so. You're welcome.
I think Dumba being traded for. I think Dumba being traded is probably going to happen. I don't think you trade him in the division though. I really like Nick Ehlers. I gained a lot of respect for Nick Ehlers this year in Winnipeg. She's growling because Shadow's in the room and she knows.
I know. Is he breathing?
If you hear growling, off screen, it's her.
It's kitty baby.
It's always her.
Goodness. She doesn't like being held or picked up. Her and Pixel, they really don't prefer being picked up. She loves people. She will sit on you and climb on you, but she did not choose to be picked up. Did you?
Out the window?
She's my...
Is that a yes or a no?
She really doesn't
She's
like
a happy
the Shadow.
cat.
Oh, there he goes. There, see, he left.
I don't think
He's just letting him know, I still hate you. I hate you. Yes, she's a ball of kitty. She is our chubby kitty, but she's actually doesn't weigh that much more than Shadow, but has such a petite frame that she's just a ball of cat, aren't you?
Yes.
I know. Is he still holding you? He's not listening to your words.
I think she's trying to tell you.
I know, Mom, save me. He's not. You don't ever pick me up. She just decides, and I'm sitting on you right now.
See, and
out of all the kitties, she has the densest fur, but she is so soft because it's like, you know how a long hair cat has the really fine fur and they're so soft. She's like that.
Yes,
but it's not much longer than the other cats, but it's so soft, it's so dense.
Yes.
So she sheds so
and now she's growling because she's out there with Shadow again. So
is this a room only dedicated to hockey and videos? This is the set. Yeah.
Yep.
She's
there's
a
the hissing.
chunker. She's our chunky kitty. She's a kitty baby. She's just a ball of cat.
That's the problem.
And she loves everybody. If anybody comes over to her house and knocks on the door, she is the first to run to the door, and she has to flop on the ground in front of them until they pet her. And if you don't pet her, she'll get up and flop in front of you again. It's kind of funny.
And now for a cat that loves being picked up and carried all over the place.
You can just hold me all day. Vegas needs an ECHL team called the Bronze Knights.
Agreed. Agreed. No argument with
Calicos are
that.
generally small, right? I think they are, though I have seen a few bigger ones. Calicos are also generally female cats.
Are you generally small, Bear? You're a small kitty. What's with the glare in? Is it because I'm holding your brother after you saw me hold Lily Bell?
Are Florida always off-season champs every year?
Basically. And they've bitten me way too many times when I'm trying to make predictions. I don't have faith in Florida anymore. I just don't.
Khudobin looks and style reminds me of Tim Thomas.
Khudobin has very much been playing a Tim Thomas style. And I've seen people putting him down because in the finals, Tampa's taken him apart. Tampa's taken apart every goaltender they've played in the playoffs. It's more a statement of how good Tampa is than anything about Khudobin. See, I can just hold him.
He would like that. He'd be good with that.
Yeah,
Patrick Laine to Carolina. No.
Carolina's got a lot of scoring wingers. Carolina's honestly not far off. I think Carolina's a really good goaltender away from being a potential cup champ. They're not that far off.
That cat looks like he's plotting something. He does.
He always is.
And Bear always looks ticked off. But it's I think with Bear, it's the markings by her eyes. It makes her like permanently mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shadow just always kind of squints his eyes, so he looks mad. Lily Bell always looks happy. I think that's why everybody pets her, and she loves everybody.
Now he's just glaring into the camera.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's judging. He's judging people.
When I first met Shannon, Bear used to sit on the other side of the room and just glare at me for hours.
Yep.
I could be there for hours, and she'd just sit on the other side of the room and just the whole time. And Shannon, she's really a sweet cat.
She's a nice cat once she stops judging you.
She looked like she wanted to kill me in her sleep. Really, she's a sweet cat. I
swear she's a nice cat. Yeah, she would just sit and just glare
for hours.
Yeah.
Why are you?
And then as soon as you would leave, she'd come over and cuddle on my chest like, you don't need people. I love you.
It's just you and me. Hockey stream has now become a cat stream, and we love it.
They all do.
They all turn into cats
and food. Cats and food.
And places. A lot of times people ask us a lot about places, and then back to food. Sometimes throw in a little bit of weather.
Oh, yes, the weather.
Yeah. I would just like to say we live in a rainforest, and I don't own a raincoat.
What's with that anyway?
Isn't that weird? I realized that the other day. I went on a walk. I had no raincoat to put on.
I have multiple raincoats.
So I was completely drenched.
I did offer her.
I had to take off my glasses.
I offered her my bright yellow rain jacket, and she wouldn't take it.
I'm not wearing.
So she's a teenager. She wants to have a raincoat if it's stylish.
I'm not wearing. It's huge. It's big on Shannon.
It's a rain jacket.
And it's yellow.
You can wear it over top of something else. You're always cold anyways.
Not when I go.
Oh, look how special he looks. That was something distracted him. So.
Oh my gosh, that was really
funny. You're special,
kitty.
Okay. You're special.
I like rain as long as it's bright out. It's never bright out. What are you talking about? It's always dark. And it was rainy and windy. I was completely drenched.
And now it's going to rain until May.
Yeah. Yeah. Adelaide was like, well, are we going on a walk when it's raining? If we don't, we only get to go on walks in July and August. That's it.
I learned that with jogging. I used to jog home from work. And the first couple of times I jog in the rain, I'd be like, and then it's eventually you're like, all right, well, I've got to because I'm in Chilliwack. So if I don't jog in the rain, I'm sure
it's gonna snow eventually. Yeah. I don't
think
it will this year.
Not necessarily.
We
don't always get snow.
We don't usually get much in the way of snow on years that it doesn't get very hot. Mm-hmm. And it did not get hot. We had like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we have mild
of
winters.
hot, and it
winter.
even our hot, it got up to what 31, and that was only for like 2 days. Other than that,
No, we hit 35.
Did we? Oh yeah, that one day.
Yeah, we hit 35.
So we barely had a summer, and generally when we don't really have summer, the winter's not very extreme. Right. So I doubt we'll get much in the way of snow.
I can't figure out an excuse to use this smiley on a board.
With a fang. Has a fang. Okay.
I can't even figure out what that smiley
I live in Mission and it's always raining. That's because you live in a rainforest. Yeah. It is always raining.
Mission, though, my theory still with Mission is that it doesn't really exist.
He's such a dork. Mission's really nice. I like Mission. There's a lot of fun trails to walk on up there. We have a ton of fun trails.
It's on the other side of the river, so I can just pretend it's not there.
It's not.
It's like Narnia.
You guys need to make it to Alaska sometime post-pandemic, of course.
Agreed. I want to go. I want to go up north just for the Northern Lights.
That would be great.
That would be fantastic.
My grandmother's very favorite thing, like her favorite trips to do, she used to go on the little ferries to Alaska, the Alaska cruises. Yep. That was her favorite thing to do, and she would do that every summer.
That's before they were death boats.
And yeah, when you, yeah.
Back before they were death boats.
She loved that, being able to go up and.
I'm never going on a cruise. I just want to throw that out there.
How old are your kids? We have a 7-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 15-year-old, the 20-year-old, almost 21-year-old moved out, 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Yeah. And then he has a stepdaughter that's even older.
She's 20.
We have a lot of kids. We have enough.
She turned 24 in August.
Hi, Yvonne. Vegas Rhonda here. How are you feeling? Not bad. Our air is all nice and clean now because it's not stopping raining, so I can breathe again. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the air's been really nice.
Yep. I'm all for
I don't know what I'm doing your job
air.
for you for.
My job.
Yeah, see, there's too much glue on these things.
Oh, I need to use some that Goo Gone on them.
Yeah, I'll have to get you to do that. Because I can't be bothered on the talent.
Nylander and LaFallo.
For Iafallo.
And extra cap equals a good trade.
I like Alex Iafallo. I don't know that the Kings would necessarily be looking to move on from him, nor do I necessarily think they would be looking to do a favor for the Leafs and helping them out with cap. Nylander, the biggest fear I would think that I would have if I was Kyle Dubas was that I would trade Nylander to a team like LA, and then he absolutely blossoms and hits 75 points. So it's possible Nylander gets moved. I would think that if you moved him to the other conference, maybe LA would be a good partner. But again, LA might want some kind of a sweetener in that kind of deal in order to say, hey, we're helping you guys out with the cap. You can give us a little something extra. So Toronto's in an interesting position with so much money being spent on 4 forwards.
What do you guys miss about not going to Vegas?
All of it. All of it. I miss the shows.
I do really like Vegas, and we missed.
I miss walking around. We had
one scheduled for spring break and one scheduled for the summer. And I do really miss going to Vegas. And we keep seeing like shows and movies that show Vegas.
Love Island's in Vegas, so we've watched every episode of that, and it just last night they had the Bellagio fountains on there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And the hotel room that we had for spring break was one that had a view of the fountains.
I know. I was so excited. That was going to be really
great.
Cool.
And then the room that we had for summer was this beautiful corner suite in the Aria. And
I was really excited to go on spring break because it's not stupid hot there. And so we were going to rent a car and go out to the desert and be able to go on a hike out there.
They have some really nice parks.
It is so pretty out there, and it's so different from here. All of the plants want to kill you. But we got to go out to Red Rock the year before. It was in the summer, though, so it was so stupid hot. But we could get out a little bit, and we saw a lizard, and that was awesome. So I was really excited about that. And so that was kind of disappointing, not being able to go there when we'd be able to go outside and enjoy outside around Vegas. It's really pretty there.
It is. It's nice.
Yeah, so that's sad. And I like just walking around Vegas. It's just fun. Can just wander around for hours. I definitely got in my steps.
Yeah.
Like, could get in all the steps for the week in one day.
Yeah, I was putting in around 13,000 steps a day in Vegas.
Walk
It was
10
nice.
kilometers today.
Not as much as Disney. Disney, I was getting a lot of steps in Disney.
I got way more steps in Vegas,
That
but I was walking
insane.
when Shannon was doing videos.
Right.
I was going out and walking. And
Yep.
How are things between Shannon and his son?
He goes through, I guess the teenage angst might be the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So, it's still a work in progress is the best way that I can put it at this time.
If Tampa wins, who wins the Conn Smythe?
I get the feeling right now it's probably Kucherov. Kucherov has set a new record for assists by a winger in the playoffs. Personally, I would lean towards Braden Point, but you've got Hedman in that conversation. And then low key, Vasilevsky has been in net for all the wins. So Vasilevsky should get some consideration.
Shannon and Yvonne, I'm so sorry for bothering you guys, but last question, that's not bothering us. Who do you feel more bad for between Florida and Buffalo, and who do you think gets over the hump first? And what do you think about the
Atlantic?
Yeah.
Between Florida and Buffalo, again, Buffalo has changed their management, so I give them something of credit for that. And the Stahl deal was a good one for Buffalo, at least for this coming season. I hope Florida gets over the hump, but I don't have any faith in them anymore. It's been too long. I don't have any faith in the team getting better. As far as the Atlantic Division, Montreal's going to get better. Boston's probably going to fall somewhat. Tampa Bay should still be one of, if not the best team in the Atlantic next year. And I think outside of that, there could be a surprise from Ottawa or Detroit. Maybe one of them gets better faster than we might realize, but Toronto is probably still going to be around middle of the pack.
The resort fees will kill you. They refuse to remove them. See,
resort fees you got to make sure you know that before you get there too.
All you do is when you see the price, you look at what the resort price is and just add that on. So don't think about it as a price they quote. Just think of it with the extra. It's usually like $30. And that's your price. So if you just keep that in mind.
I think it was more than that at the area.
It varies slightly, but not much. I think weren't they like 40? But if you know that that's a part of the price, even when you add that, the nice hotels are still cheaper than a regular hotel here.
Yes.
So.
Yep. And then the flights are usually dirt cheap too.
Yeah. So it still ends up being cheaper than if we took like a staycation here. And there's a ton of places to go to. So.
And then there you don't have to look at Abbotsford.
We live in a very beautiful part of the world. So
look out the window and go, oh, it's Abbotsford.
Whatever. No, it's really, really pretty here.
Every window in this hotel room looks out at this city.
Hi from Vegas. We have a lizard living in our backyard. Aw.
Remember when you saw the lizard?
I saw a lizard one time. It was so cute. And I made everybody come look at the lizard.
She got so excited.
Because it was like this big. It was so cute. We don't have lizards here.
I know.
Well, okay, we kind of do, but not really. We have snakes. Little tiny
like
ones.
salamanders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't see them really.
Well, because they're chameleons.
No.
Salamanders or chameleons. They're the same thing.
It's not. Don't listen to him.
No, listen to me.
Are you going to live stream for the draft?
Yes. Yes.
Is Europe going to replace the AHL this year?
That's possible. I know the AHL wants to start up. I know their planned start date is around the same time as the NHL. That's going to be up to the National Hockey League. And then where are the players going to be safer might be the biggest question. Is there a way to make the AHL work that players might be safer than they might be in the European League, or are they safer in the European League? So,
have you ever watched hockey in French? If you did, what do you think of it? Keep up the good work. Been following since 37K.
We had to.
Doesn't everybody
Back when I was a
have to
kid,
sometimes?
I had to, because there was only 2 hockey games on. It's just 13 channels, and one of them was the French version of CBC. So if there was
Sometimes
another
you
Leafs
can
game
only
on, there
find
was
it in
always a
French.
Leafs game on. And if I wanted to watch the Bruins playing, they were usually playing Montreal, same division, so I'd have to watch the French. So yeah, le tire le bout. I used to hear that all the time. He shoots, he scores, and yeah.
Sometimes you can only find it in French. Now that there's a gajillion channels, it's not as much a problem. But I remember
there are times where I'll be flipping around through the NHL channels, and I accidentally pick the French feed, and I'll be setting something up for a video, and I'll go. That doesn't.
And then
sound
after a while,
very
you're
English.
like, wait a second.
Oh, it's RDS.
For the
RDS.
2010 Olympics, for some reason, I could only find the game in French. I couldn't find the English at all, so I had to watch one of the Olympic games.
For me in French, I know all the positions, and I know the basics of hockey speak in French, so I still know what's going on if it's in French.
Why do you cheer for Boston? They're dirty Yags. He's done quite a few videos about that.
I've talked about Boston a lot.
Yeah. He's done videos about that.
One of the reasons is right on the back of this jersey right here. So
not that he likes that jersey.
Andy Moog to go with my Cam Neely jersey, my Adam Oates, my Raymond Bourque. I got some pretty strong reasons.
What are you looking at? Don't jump from there, please. Don't.
She rolled her head, so she's thinking about it.
I know she's thinking. I don't know what she's looking at or where. No, don't look at the jerseys either.
She used to walk across the top of the jerseys. That's why all the jerseys are on this side of the room.
Should Edmonton trade Jesse Puljujarvi?
If he doesn't want to play in Edmonton, absolutely. His trade value should still be pretty high because he's played really, really well in Europe.
How often has a team won the Stanley Cup without ever going to a Game 7?
I don't think New Jersey went to a Game 7 in 95 because those playoffs went really, really fast. It felt like everybody was late for dinner or something because those playoffs were just over really quickly. I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Since I was Fib 2 and Yvonne never got a raise, do I at least get a free French lesson? Oh my goodness.
Well, see, okay, so with French, figuring out English from French is really easy. French, just the entire sentence is backwards. So you just take your sentence in English and then you just word by word put it backwards.
And then Shannon adds et tu.
And then there's accents. So almost every A has that squiggly accent. And almost every E
in French?
Almost all of them. You're thinking of Spanish. And then with the E's, they have the little house over top, the little triangle over top.
I don't know what language he's thinking about, but it's not French.
Almost every so you just do that, and then you just say it, you pronounce it that way, and then you get it right. And then French people are like, 2 hour raison, and then they tell you where the bus stop is. So it's a pretty easy way to do that.
I know we have quite a few French-speaking people on here, and they know that Shannon is full of crap. It's not how this works. What NHL team has the strangest logo?
Strangest logo? It's too bad Buffalo doesn't have the slug, because that was the strangest of the logos.
that
strangest logo.
Head. The Flames horse head.
That's coming back. Blasty's coming back.
What?
Yeah, they're bringing back jersey? Blasty. Yes.
Why?
Probably because I asked for it.
Oh my gosh, people will buy it too.
It's like an updated version of Blasty, I think.
Mooterist, yeah, that one's bad too.
The Mooterist is fantastic.
So
nothing wrong with the Mooterist. And if you have more than one, it's a Mooterai.
Yes, we're talking about the Mooterist.
I have a Mooterist jersey that I got, and then I gave her the second one, so now we are the Mooterai when we wear those together. Strangest logo. The Canucks' old skate logo is a plate of spaghetti. That's what it was called, was the plate of spaghetti logo.
It's kind of fun, though.
Because there were a lot of people that didn't see the skate in it. And a lot of people didn't see... How can you not see
the skate?
Because there were people who didn't see the skate, didn't see the blade, was this down here. And, there were people who didn't see it as a skate, so it's called the plate of spaghetti. And now everybody talks about how great it is, but at the time they wore it. It was the source of plenty of ridicule.
I think most people know which logo I think is terrible, but people get all upset about how I don't like their teams, and it's not my fault their team has crappy logo, but...
Can't say that. Do you want me to just put that logo on the board, or...
There are people that didn't know that was a skate. Are you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, on the Patreon live stream we were talking about, there were people that didn't see
the puck. The puck's behind
the
it.
V in the Vegas mask.
And these are speed lines, I always figured. Because
he's going so fast downhill.
That's the thing, too.
He's
That's the
zooming
other
down.
part, too. The skate is downhill. So people were always like, we love to skate. And we're like, but it's skating downhill. And the team was going downhill.
See? Now it's not. See? Now it's fine.
No, that's not the right angle.
I know it's not.
That's not the right angle.
Do you watch JJ McCullough?
No.
I think half the division matchups should be at the end of the season. So the last 14 games of the season are playing each division twice. Thoughts?
If it works, so you got to go with building availability and figure out the scheduling. If it works, yeah. And I mean, they try to have it so that your important matchups are at the end of the year, but it's really hard to tell which teams are necessarily going to be fighting which other teams down the stretch. So one team that you think is going to be great might have a terrible season.
Yvonne, when will you admit that you're the world's biggest Islanders fan? See, I knew people already knew which team I was talking about. See, they know. They just don't want to admit it.
Downhill Canucks.
Is Max Domi moving?
I think so. From all the talk, it definitely sounds like he's probably on the market.
Skate. Okay. This is the toe of the skate. This is where you put your foot in. See, here's the blades. This goes down to the big blade. And these are the speed lines because they're going so fast.
And the black behind it is the puck.
Ta-da. See?
And the red I can only assume is the blood of their enemies. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that people didn't. Wrong science. I see it now. Oh my goodness. When are you guys going to come to Utica? It's the apocalypse.
The apocalypse has to end first. So I don't really leave the house.
We don't get to go anywhere.
I was excited to go to the Canucks store to take back things.
I know. We went to Vancouver. It was quite the trip.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
And we
didn't public.
Yeah.
Went to the outside.
And then we went to McDonald's on the way home.
We actually went in.
Exciting.
We didn't eat in a McDonald's because no.
It was interesting though seeing people trying to figure out exactly where to stand to stay 6 feet apart.
Yes, everybody's trying to keep their distance.
There's only one person allowed in the washroom, so I was waiting for somebody to come out before I could go in there because we'd been in the van for 2 hours. So,
Do you skate at all? Well, not right now because it's a pandemic.
For a while. I did in Vegas. Both
we don't
times
get to go places.
There were 2 times we went to Vegas that I went skating.
Yeah.
And the last time I went skating, I don't know. After the apocalypse, I can probably go skating at Michael's house.
There are people who can't see the Bear on the Wild logo. I know people have mentioned that on Discord, and I was really surprised that people didn't see that. I don't. What does it look like if you can't see the animal's head?
Well, that's the east, so this is the west.
Wait, what are you guys doing? What did I miss? I missed something.
You missed something again?
I did. Yeah. Oh, Lisa's trying to keep these boys in line, and they're not wanting to have any.
Remember now, there are people that don't see the V in the Vegas logo.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Some people don't see the V, and then there's the Hartford Whaler one.
They don't see the H.
Yeah. Yeah, you boys are troublemakers. What is this inside dining you speak of? I forgot how this done. Yeah, it's been a long time. What's your favorite restaurant in the U.S.?
Favorite restaurant in the U.S.? Denny's, right? I know for you it's Denny's. You know what else? Nobody sees the N in this. There's an N in that logo.
There's no.
Nobody sees it. That's an
not
N.
A thing. Oh
That's
my gosh.
an N.
Don't listen to Shannon. Gosh, I'm trying to think. Most restaurants, I like Canadian restaurants better. Popeyes is good, but we have that up here now. I don't know. What restaurant do we like in the States? I don't know. Oh, they have Sonic. Not that I can eat anything there, but
that's the Vegas. That's the Vegas star.
my girlfriend
off the
insists
Vegas
Denny's
sign.
is only acceptable when hammered. I could understand that. Denny's is nasty. What did you say this is?
This is the star from the Welcome to Vegas sign.
Yes.
That's in this.
Yeah.
So that'd be easy for somebody not to know either.
White Castle, never been there. In-N-Out, I wasn't that impressed with In-N-Out.
It's okay.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but
it's not egregious.
I don't know why everybody
okay.
always talks about it. I didn't think it was that great. Thoughts on Arby's? I like Arby's. Arby's is good.
See, and to me, when I saw this logo the first time, I thought it was a cougar head.
Oh.
To me, it looked like a cat, and I understand with the ear it's a bear, but to me that looked like a cat.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, and you got the North Star right here.
Yeah.
And the trees, and
yeah. Whataburger when you come to a Stars game. Have we had Whataburger before?
No. We've done Fatburger. We haven't done
Whataburger.
I
wasn't impressed with Fatburger either. I mean, they weren't bad, but it's like Triple O's was way cheaper.
Another
and better, and
you have to look closely at this logo. There's a shark in this one. So there's a shark in this, so it looks like there's a triangle with some shapes. But if you look really, really closely, you can see the shark.
Hell yes,
you just have to look really
Factory.
close.
Cheesecake Factory. We have Cheesecake
Factory
Cafe
was
here
expensive,
in
but my God,
we
it was
went there.
delicious.
Yeah, we went there when we were in California. We had to meet up there. That was really good
and expensive.
You can get Whataburger in Phoenix.
You gotta be kidding me. Penny couldn't make money at Cheesecake Factory. Sure, she could.
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory was pretty good.
Yes.
They even had sugar-free, which was great. So
there was a B in the Boston logo, but what it is now is that it's a randomized shapes made through a geometry. It's this geometry style machine that they have, and it came out as a B. So that's why they have spokes around it, because there's this geometrical shape to it. And so, because it was owned by a shopping market, there was a shopping market that owned the Bruins when they first came out. That's why they were brown and yellow. And the B was just an amalgamation of the shapes.
Don't listen.
That came together to form a B. It wasn't intentional.
Oh my goodness! Firehouse is better than Subway. I've never heard of it.
I haven't gone there.
What about the Expos logo? Oh, Shannon really likes.
Oh, Expos logo is gorgeous. That logo, and you know what? It took me so long to see that it has MLB in it. I was like, oh, that's really neat. So yeah, I miss the Expos in part because of their logo.
Will Seattle be a contender right away?
I don't know about contender, but they should be in the run. They should be in the run up to the playoffs. They should not be very far out of the playoffs.
Anyone want to explain why we're talking about 1812? Welcome to the channel.
All right, so
because Shannon's a dork. That's why.
1812. It's interesting that I have these.
In-N-Out is overrated.
Cities.
I agree. No,
right,
don't.
So
don't listen.
Minnesota.
Don't listen to Shannon.
Both Minnesotas.
It's because Shannon's a dork.
Okay, so there's a bear and there's a star. Now, if you take the night,
look at the video called "It's All Bettman's Fault."
Oh, I have to.
Shannon adds a little bit.
I have to keep Vegas and San Jose apart.
Shannon likes to do fake history.
So Vancouver goes in here. Actually, Vancouver. No. Back in 1812. So you had Minnesota, Vegas, Minnesota.
Do you like Harvey's? I've never been there, but I would like to. There's one in Coquitlam.
Smells like shame.
Shame? My hands smell like lotion. They smell really nice.
Okay, so back in 1812, if you notice, there's a skate here.
I just got here. Are you doing a draft live stream? Yes, we will be.
Yes.
Don't listen to Shannon.
Yes. We're starting the draft live stream now. It's going to go for 2 weeks.
Shannon's telling the truth. Yvonne is a part of the government.
I'm
not
Minnesota,
getting paid very well for work for the government.
Minnesota at the time
what's the blue thing
was
in the
other New
logo?
England. The other New England was Minnesota back in 1812. Now, Vancouver at the time.
Culver's? What's a Culver's? I don't know what you're talking about.
If she's saying she doesn't know what it is, then probably not.
No. Was a signed picture of Bettman legit? Yes.
Yes.
That's
an autographed Bettman picture. I paid $4 for it. It was the best $4 I ever spent.
It really is.
And I've got some other pictures too, some other autographed pictures that I got through the same seller on eBay. And now I've just got to get them all framed, and then they go up on the wall. And that'll be fun.
Why are you talking about Napoleon's invasion of Russia in 1812?
Okay, so
when Adelaide was little, okay, so if you're not Canadian, you might not have heard of them, but there's a band called Arrogant Worms, and it's kind of like the Canadian version of Weird Al, kind of. They sing funny songs, and they have a song about the War of 1812. And it's about the Canadians burning down the White House. So Adelaide really likes that song. Well, all the kids really like that certain song, but I had to explain to her how she can't sing it when we're down in the States. People might get the wrong idea. Carrot juice constitutes murder. Have you been listening to Tool?
This explains the War of 1812 really, really well. So Russia invades France. Now, the Americans, seeing the Russians invading France, they know Canada has French people. Now, for Guam, completely under the radar, decides they're going to take down Jamaica. Now, Jamaica also has French people in it.
Okay.
Now, the French Quarter in the U.S. was founded in New Orleans by Canadian invaders in 1812.
Oh, yes, there is another Arrogant Worm song. Yeah. We like a lot of Malachi's favorite when he was little was the Rocks and Trees. Rocks and trees and trees and rocks and trees.
That's Canada, right? It's all about Canada.
And yeah, all their songs are about Canada.
Okay, so France.
And water.
France and Canada, they have an exchange of French people.
You should have been a teacher. No.
No. Russia and the U.S. at that time.
Shannon likes to teach the kids fake history enough that the kids know that if he says something, don't generally believe it. That's when I usually get the mom.
See, the Bolshevik Revolution was born in 1812.
You must know some Newfie songs that explain nothing.
I's the bayou builds a boat and I's the bayou sails her.
Oh, yeah.
I's the bayou catches the fish and takes them home to Lizer. Yeah.
Someone tell Shannon that sarcasm is a 5-minute major penalty. Even Shadow can't take it anymore. And left.
Yeah, he left. Well, see, because... Okay, so where do cats figure into the War of 18? So, okay, so you got...
we did it, guys. Oh, my goodness.
Now, Cats the musical is in part about the War of 1812.
What?
I know you don't... I know. It's... All right, I'll explain it to you.
No, yeah, okay, later.
It involves sock puppets and ketchup. So
what?
It's a very, very... It's very...
Oh, my goodness.
It's complicated.
Oh, my goodness.
It's complicated.
Okay. Thoughts on the power play now. This is some blasphemous history.
Well, no, it's... See, the Americans starting the Bolshevik Revolution
Shannon's
is just kind of a known thing.
Just for all those people that ever guessed that, it's never a thing. Well, I have never seen Shannon drunk. No
drinking, no drugs.
No.
I'm one of the more boring people on planet Earth.
Shannon's just naturally a goof.
I'm boring.
1812 was a bad year. I remember it clearly.
Well, wait until someday when I'm talking about 2020 like 1812 too. Boy, back in 2020, the year that lasted
Shannon's
7 years.
Only drug is hockey. Kind of like this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a year that never ends.
Yeah. Which, if you remember from 1812, it's because the Greeks stole the calendars that year.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
So it lasted quite a while because there weren't any calendars. And they didn't have phones.
People have to socially distance and wear masks during the War of 1812?
Actually, it depended on the household. So at the time that the U.S. was invading Canada, it was in the best interest of the French to socially distance from one another because that was a way for throwing the Americans off the scent. Americans would be like, they look French, but they're not within 6 feet of each other, so they can't be French. So it was a way to throw the Americans off.
Shannon does not need sock puppets. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Oh, it would be bad.
I do need sock puppets.
Oh my.
I have the sock puppets. I use them to explain math to you, sweetie. Remember? Remember
Wait,
the
you
little
need sock
denominator?
puppet?
The little denominator and the numerator, and they don't get along. That's why they have a
Calico
line
Kitty?
in between them.
That one is Bear.
Hey, Bear. Okay.
What are you talking about, Shannon? You don't want to know.
Oh, everybody
No.
needs to know.
We need Barbies with hockey helmets. We have Barbies. Well, they're Disney Barbies. And we have little jerseys. The little jerseys definitely need to be on the Barbies. It would be great. I think that would
My
be
favorite
so
comment on that
funny.
was with my luck, we would do that, and then the Barbie, the company makes the Barbie dolls that say
Disney?
you can't do that. Kenner. Is it Disney that owns them all together?
We only
now?
have the Disney. We don't have actual Barbie. Well, we do have one Barbie. We have the
He's
STEM.
playing again, so he's making a mess.
We have the STEM Barbie, but other than that, all of our Barbies are Disney. Because we have Rapunzel and Aurora. And I can't remember which one. We have a few princesses. Okay.
Oh, you have princesses, all right.
What are your opinion on the Habs prioritizing French-speaking GMs and coaches?
I understand why they do it, but I think it holds them back at times. I think it should be the best person for the job should get the job. So that just personally, that's how I feel about it. You got it.
I have the My Fair Lady Barbie in the white ascot dress. Oh, fun.
My Fair Lady, that was the one that says Singing in the Rain, which now My Fair Lady was the sequel to Singing in the Rain?
No.
Or was Fiddler on the Roof the sequel to that?
No, those are completely unrelated. What in the world?
One's in the rain, one's on the roof. So they're clearly related.
Fiddler on the Roof isn't actually
You go under the roof to get out of the
No.
rain. So they're related.
No.
The Fiddler's there to warn people about the rain.
No, that's not why the Fiddler's on the roof.
Isn't it My Fair Lady that plays the Fiddler?
Tradition.
No, but it's the My Fair Lady that's the
Oh
Fiddler,
my gosh, no.
right?
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No, different country and no.
Oh, well, now
Okay.
it's a different country because of 1812.
Oh my goodness, no.
They were the same country before.
I miss the meetups. We miss the meetups too.
I miss the meetups.
We miss people.
I miss playing
Going
street hockey. Now I'm in
places.
really good shape and not playing street hockey because of
Can't
course.
show off his awesome legs.
No, that's not a thing.
It's a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's a thing. Uh-huh. Thoughts on the Raiders?
Yeah, they're off to a 2-0 start and they look pretty good their first 2 weeks. They're going to face a huge test over the next 3 weeks. By the time I start NFL Power Rankings, which is not this week, but it'll be, I think it's after week 4, I'm going to start doing NFL Power Rankings. Vegas will be pretty high on the list.
We don't need a room. We have a house.
We got a house for
in
it.
a room.
We're good.
We don't
good.
even have other people here. Just our kids, and they're upstairs.
Yeah.
So
You throw
play
them
street hockey. Yeah, we do. Well, when it's not the apocalypse, we do meetups and play hockey. There's a lot of
street
videos.
hockey and floor hockey.
There's a lot of videos.
There's meetup footage on the channel still. I didn't take any of that out.
I take the videos, so I'm never in the videos.
True.
Are you gonna make a wrestling channel? He doesn't need
not a separate channel. Getting a channel to the point where it actually gets monetized and it's worth it. It's just so much work and so much time.
And there's only so many hours.
I will throw videos about wrestling onto the Entertainment Guy channel and leave it at that. There are a lot of wrestling channels too on YouTube. So
is Shannon gonna be wearing shorts when meetups happen to show off his good health? Goodness, Yvonne, get ready to fend away the girls. I know, right?
I generally don't because I'm clumsy and I don't want to get a
he
road burn
doesn't
on my
want to
legs.
make people stare at him too much because they're admiring those calves.
The calves are
It
insanely
might make
ridiculous.
it hard for everybody to play hockey when they're just admiring Shannon's physique.
It is ridiculous when you put on a pair of socks and they rip because of your calf, and then your wife, who's supposed to support you, is too busy laughing.
It's really funny.
It's not
and
funny.
you have those jeans that are really, really tight
Oh,
on
yeah. They don't work over the calves.
And he's like bootleg cut.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Awful.
Okay, anyway. It's funny. Okay, every time that Shannon goes on a tangent, Yvonne needs an aspirin, which is quite often.
I don't know about aspirin, I think, in reality,
Oh my gosh, no. Okay, somebody ask another
you
question.
were, at the time we met, let's see, we were at the river, and you were...
We didn't go to a river. We went to a waterfall when we were dating.
You were fishing, and I remember I looked at you and I said, how would you like to be a fisher of men? And you're like, I don't think so. I'm like, how'd you like to be a fisher of this man? And I remember you thinking that's a pretty good icebreaker, slightly blasphemous. So it was a decent enough icebreaker. And then once you saw how much money I made, you're like, hey, that's not too shabby. And I said, right, $200 a week, right? You're like, yeah.
You wear socks that reach your calf muscle. Well, that or he'd just be wearing ankle socks.
Yeah, I don't wear ankle socks.
He doesn't wear ankle socks.
I don't do bobby socks. They were called bobby socks. They don't call them bobby socks anymore.
Anyone new to the channel would actually believe this is how y'all met. Every once in a while, I think if somebody just came onto this live stream and they didn't know anything about us, and Shannon's talking random crap about, like,
there's an N
or War of 1812. Like, what in the world is this? These people are weird. Why do this many
North
people
Sharks
watch them?
just made a new team. The San Jose North Sharks.
Same with some of the videos we do together, where you're just like, for those of you that this is your first video, I'm sorry.
Hosea Soda North Sharks.
Twerk.
I made a new team, Hosea Soda North Sharks.
Most underrated Norris Trophy winner.
Underrated?
You wouldn't be there underrated if you won, would you?
Looking back now,
how can you be underrated if you win the Norris?
I think Brent Burns takes a lot of flack that he doesn't necessarily deserve. The year he won the Norris, he was the best defenseman in the league, I thought. I thought it was weird how everybody turned on Carlson really, really quickly. Now, the weird part, and I say that because I didn't have him. I did a top defenseman list a couple of years back, and I didn't have Carlson in the top 5. And there were a lot of people who said, that's ridiculous. How can you not? And I said, he will not. And now if I had him in the top 5, those same people would be like, are you crazy? He's not a top 5 defenseman anymore. So it is weird to me with defensemen and goaltenders how quickly people turn on them.
I'm sure even people who have been watching longer think this is weird.
Well, no,
probably
because
there are the people that get upset that we don't talk about hockey the whole time.
And yet here it is.
Yeah.
Here's all the hockey.
So, will you ever do ice hockey meetups? We generally don't, just because of insurance reasons. We did look at it at one point, but we have to pay a stupid amount for insurance because either the rink or we're responsible if somebody gets hurt, and being on ice, the odds are a lot higher. So there's that. And the other reason is having it on ice makes it so it's not as accessible for people's, because you either have to be able to skate or have gear or be able to pay for that gear. A lot of times at our meetups, we have people that'll come up to us and tell us, I've never played hockey before, so I hope that's okay. But that's one of the things. We bring a bunch of extra sticks. We bring a ton of balls. We bring jerseys. So it doesn't matter if people don't play. We've had people come in wheelchairs. And people can come at all different ability levels. Whereas if we had it on ice, there would be a lot of people not comfortable coming or just wouldn't come because you have to be able to skate.
I think if we had it on ice, I think we'd have like 6 people show up.
So that's why we don't do it on ice, for those 2 reasons.
Yep.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about hockey the whole time. I know that wouldn't be as fun. There's so many. Shannon talks about hockey the whole time, and it makes it more fun. Like we're talking to friends or people. I mean, a lot of these people I do know who they are, so it makes it kind of fun. It's like our socialization, especially right now when we don't have that. This is it. Yep. This is all of our talking to people.
That's right.
Who was the champ in 1812, Professor Shannon?
The champ? Oh, 1812. So the Vancouver Canucks back in 1812, it was a hard time because they hadn't invented ice yet. So when they played hockey before that, it wasn't ice. It was sort of this wooden alloy that they used for the surface.
What?
It was the slippery wood. You know, cedar. Cedar's very good for making a slippery wood surface.
Cedar's not slippery at all.
Not now, but back in 1812 it was.
No, it was not.
Trees have evolved.
No,
you need to evolve as well.
You need to evolve.
So
anyway,
the reality was that and skates hadn't been invented either, so it was really sort of like curling. Curling, how they have the slippery shoes. It was sort of like that. And since they hadn't invented sticks yet, they actually used brooms.
They haven't invented sticks?
No, without the puck, they used pine cones.
Okay, anyways, we have done public skates for Meetup before in Vegas. We've done that twice.
Yeah, twice.
Is Shannon a dirty player? And Shadow. Shannon isn't a dirty player, but he trash talks me a lot. So yeah, he's a dirty player.
When I was much younger, when I was in my teens and early 20s, I was a very dirty player. I would straight up tell people that were playing against me, "You're going to want shin guards." And they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're going to want shin guards." Because again, being shorter, you kind of have to play a little bit rougher. This is why when a small player's out there in the NHL and they might be dirtier than the other players, I get it. I understand. Because you kind of have to be in order to make it. And you know.
Shannon totally trash talks people. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I used to have
There's
this thing.
There's a bunch of people here that have been to our meetups. Shannon,
I used to have this thing where,
trash talking.
And this was when I was a teenager too, where every time the opposing goaltender would make a save, I would yell Patrick Waugh in their ear as loud as possible. And I would say, "I'm trying to pump you up and I'm trying to make you feel good about yourself." But it would get to the point where I'd be right there waiting for them to make the save, and they'd flinch because they figure I was going to yell at them. And then the ball would go in and I'd be like, "Well, I guess you're not Patrick Waugh now, are you? Now who's Patrick Waugh?"
Any plans for a Buble video in the near future?
After the pandemic,
apocalypse.
we had planned on doing something, but yeah.
And then the numbers got worse.
And the apocalypse happened, so
Shannon would be perfect alongside Bieksa on Sportsnet.
I would love to talk to Kevin Bieksa. I think Kevin Bieksa and I could have a great conversation.
Does Shannon remember a roller hockey team called the Vancouver Voodoo?
Yep, Tiger Williams. Tiger Williams was the GM of the team, coach of the team. Tiger Williams was involved with the Voodoo. Jose Charbonneau was on the Voodoo, and that got him a job with the Canucks after the Voodoo thing didn't last. I think Charbonneau was the only one that came out of that roller league and got an NHL job out of it. It was actually kind of an inspiring story because Charbonneau had been a member of the Montreal Canadiens, and it fell apart for him there.
Not that I don't love my parents, totally do, but can y'all be my honorary internet parents?
Sure.
At meetups, we have quite a few people that call us mom and dad.
Yeah. Of course, I call you mom half the time too.
No, you don't.
Sure you.
Ever touch the cup? Nope. If you ever take a trip to Quebec, I want to be there, seeing a Quebecois laughing hysterically at Professor Shannon, acting like he can speak French.
I'd probably just start throwing Spanish around and pretending it's French.
He does that too, because I mean, if you know French, you know Spanish, at least a bit. There's some words that are a bit different or pronounced different, but he's worked with a lot of Spanish-speaking people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Learn pretty quick what some of the words were.
Yeah. Hey guys, goalie video is interesting, especially the very small potential for Fleury going back to the Pens. With the trades, I predict you will become a Pens fan soon. No. Thanks for your work. No, it's not going to happen. No.
They keep picking up players I like. And it's this really evil plan by Pittsburgh to make me cheer for them because they keep picking up players that I like. And it's evil and I hate it. It's like Montreal keeps drafting guys that I like, and Montreal keeps bringing like Suzuki and Kotkaniemi. I like those guys. And I think it's evil and I hate it. As a fan of the Bruins, I'm not allowed to cheer for Montreal. And I'm heavily requested not to cheer for Pittsburgh as well. We have
there
our
are a
union
lot of
meetings.
people that don't want you cheering for their team.
We have our union meetings, and there is the view as well that if I cheer for a team, they can't win. So they don't want me to cheer for their team. So,
it is justified.
Yeah. If I cheer for a team, apparently they can lose in the finals. So
true.
North Stars, Dallas Stars,
Pittsburgh
Vancouver,
is evil. I fully
Boston.
agree. Yeah, I vote no on Pittsburgh.
I could though.
Why do you hate the Islanders? Why do you hate the Islanders?
Don't look
Shannon?
at me. Don't look at me. I don't hate the Islanders.
Why do you hate them? They want to know why you hate the Islanders.
I don't hate the Islanders.
But why do you hate them?
I don't hate the Islanders.
He secretly hates
That was
them.
your question, not mine.
It doesn't say Yvonne. If it doesn't say Yvonne, they're not talking to me.
I don't hate the Islanders. I like Barry Trotz. I like their team. I like what they've done. I like Lou Lamoriello proving that he's not ready to be put out to pasture just yet, because it kind of felt like that's what Toronto was doing with him. So I like him proving he's not done yet.
Somebody wants you to show the back of your jersey again.
What's not to love? Andy Moog.
Ta-da.
And the nice thing is, number 35 is Moog, and number 35 is Demko. So both 35s.
Why do I hate the Islanders? I don't hate the Islanders. I don't care enough to hate them. I think their logo...
You're making it worse.
Whatever. I don't.
Step over here.
I think their logo is ugly, and I don't like their jerseys, and I don't like orange, and I think orange is way overused, and there's too much orange and blue.
Little known fact.
And I think it's a silly name for a team. And it's orange.
This logo.
And it's orange.
This logo has the Capitol building in it. And it has the Capitol building in it because the team's named the Capitals.
No
now you
way.
know.
Yeah, but I don't hate them.
That's a hockey puck.
I don't care enough.
It looks like a roll of tape, but it's a hockey puck.
I just don't like their jerseys. And I don't think they're...
And these are stars because Washington cheered
Yvonne
for Dallas.
has all the fisherman jerseys. She just doesn't want to admit it. I've never seen a women's fisherman jersey. Even.
Oh, I can get you women's fisherman jersey.
You don't know. I mean, it's better than their other jerseys because not just a bunch of orange and different orange. I don't know. I think he might be hopped up on catnip.
Oh, the catnip treats.
I think he's hopped up.
Oh, crap.
Catnip. Pretty sure.
Yeah, he's doing the skittering. He's doing the skittering. So
there's the catnip mouses in the
Shadow does that thing that cats do that's really funny where he runs for a while before he actually gets any traction. So there's a few steps of him and then he runs.
I know there's a bunch of orange teams. Flyers, Islanders, and Oilers. Yeah.
And it's that bright day glow orange.
Is like construction orange.
Well, so's the Oilers now.
I know it is now, and it's silly. I wish the Oilers would go back to the...
I don't know why they changed from the burnt orange.
I really liked the copper.
I don't know why they changed from burnt
those
orange.
Oilers jerseys are fantastic. And then the navy blue and the darker orange was nice. And then they had to go to construction orange too. And no, it's too big and too expensive. No, Shannon, that's way too expensive.
I don't think it's that bad.
It is too, and it doesn't fit you.
Yes, no. But two wrongs make a right.
It doesn't.
So
copper was way nicer. I know, and I really like the gear jersey too. That one's great.
What's wrong with the gear jersey?
I didn't say anything's wrong. I said I really like that one.
Why didn't you like the gear jersey?
Show us the jersey. They want to see the Thrashers jersey that you're talking about. It's the Thrashers jersey with the word mark. The one jersey that I have and he doesn't. Ha ha ha. But it's a huge. It doesn't fit him and it's too expensive. For Yvonne, what happens when Shannon gets into the catnip? She just kind of rolls around.
I don't get into the catnip.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. Yeah, Shadow's kind of a spaz.
Oh, absolutely. He is. And then he'll attack his sister.
No.
He'll attack his sister too, and then she usually squawks.
People
and
can
I have to go
eat catnip.
It's
like it looks just
grass,
like mint.
Isn't it?
No, it's like mint.
Okay.
It like the plant looks exactly like a mint plant. When I was little, we had catnip and we had a bunch of different kind of mint, and sometimes I'd grab the wrong plant. It doesn't taste good like mint, but it's like a weed. It grows crazy just like mint does. It's just a plant. It doesn't do anything to people though.
I think it's daytime, so I'm not allowed
to pick her up. Is it bad? I like Ottawa's last logo better.
I really like the 3D logo. I know people like the 2D. I know they're glad they went back. I'm one of the few dissenters that I like the 3D logo better. But what's old is new again is the way that sports works. So, yeah.
Can you smoke catnip? Well, yeah, but
you could, but it's not
really
recommended.
Smoky.
Yeah, it's not recommended.
Wouldn't do anything for you except for make you cough a lot.
Technically, I could smoke the posters I have on the wall if I wanted to. I guess.
Be kind of expensive.
Be
Smoke's all gone because it hasn't stopped raining for a week now. So.
Yeah, the wind changed directions.
Great. Yeah, our air is really good now. Matt carried Colorado more than Dry did Edmonton. How did Draisaitl win the most valuable to his team when they had the league's next best player on their team? You're having trouble. You can hear me, but just refresh your window and that usually works.
Oh, stream went down.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us when it comes back.
Refresh not working. Seeing on our end, we don't see anything.
Numbers went up. There it says we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that.
It's ironic though, because I was thinking we should probably go pretty quick anyways.
I know.
Because we have other things to do today.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
I need to go take some canning jars to Fran. Need to get some printer ink. I'm all out of printer ink.
At some point, we need to get a new mattress.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you called them, you could go in and talk to them.
You could call them.
I don't make phone calls. I don't know if you've known this about me or not, but I don't really make phone calls.
There you go. Okay. What do the Flames need the most to be successful?
The Flames, where they fell apart, their goaltending, they need that goaltender that they can ride through multiple rounds. Talbot was great against Winnipeg, and then he was average after that. They need to look at Holtby. They need to look at improving their goaltending. Other than that, they may need to move one of the core forwards just to try to change things up, because I don't know that core is going to win it for them.
Does Shannon remember those tabletop hockey games?
I have one. I love those tabletop hockey games. This room isn't big enough. If it was a bigger room, I would have it out and we'd play it. We even during the lockdown, I talked about maybe we should get that out and play it, so we can show people, hey, look, we're playing it. This is what's going to happen. This is real life simulation.
Who is Lars, aka the guy Blue Tool? He's a blue tool. The blue tool means that you're a mod and you can put people in timeout or block people, which is awesome, because when it was just us doing it, it was way too difficult.
Yeah.
Lars is just an awesome guy. He's from Sweden.
Yeah.
He makes some fun videos on how to pronounce Swedish words or what Swedish words are.
Sends me black licorice, so I have nothing bad to say about him.
He sends us candy,
Yep.
So
I just have to watch the black licorice because they're addicting.
Delicious. He sends me violet candies, and they're so good.
The squishy black licorice candies, holy crap, those are
one
good.
a day, so then they last me forever.
They're so good.
Yeah, that's who Lars is.
Accurate.
We have lots of mods, though. Yeah, you can see a lot of them. Some of them don't talk as much, but we have a lot of mods on here. Sometimes I can see them deleting people's comments, but you guys can't see them talking. Lars is also the one that people usually blame for putting them in timeout. And it's really funny because half the time it's not him.
Yep.
Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's Lisa. Sometimes it's Shadow. Sometimes I see Taylor putting people in timeout. You don't see any of his comments, but Taylor puts them in timeout. But people usually blame Lars because they see Lars talking the most.
Oh, never got an answer on the direct question because it froze.
Oh, yeah.
Draisaitl was fantastic this year. He was my pick for Hart if I'd had a vote. I understand the McKinnon argument. I'm not going to say that there's not validity to it. McKinnon would have been second on my ballot. Draisaitl, though, was on a whole other level from everybody else this year, and he was the key guy for the Oilers, and the Oilers had a great run going on at the time of the pause. So I think with them losing the play-in, I think that hurt their standing for a lot of fans. I think that just the way everything kind of fell apart for them hurt the Draisaitl and everything. But remember, that vote's done in March/April, and it doesn't factor in how the playoffs went. I thought Draisaitl was on a whole other level this year. He was fantastic, and he would have got my vote. But I do understand the McKinnon comments. I
hope the Oilers bring back the gear jersey and Adidas. That would be awesome. I doubt it, but
they'd have to clean it up a bit, but it would be really nice.
It would be great. That would be really funny.
Yep. I don't know if they do, though, because McFarlane, I would think, has the rights to that.
Right, that's what I said. I don't think it'll happen, but
Yeah.
it would be awesome. Can you and Daniel Alfredson buy the Senators, please? Oh my goodness.
I'd love to own the Senators. That'd be
That'd
so much
be
fun. All I'd have to do is find a
expensive.
building. All I'd have to do is figure out where to put a new building, and then I'm the hero. That's it. I would just find a place to build a new building, make it happen, and then I'd retire.
Greetings from Finland and a real Boston fan. I was told, though, if you don't live in Boston, you're not a real fan.
I get that a lot. I can't actually be a Bruins fan because I don't live in Boston. And because I cheer for Vancouver, I'm not allowed to cheer for Boston either.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. You guys were around in 1987 when that started, so I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to cheer for whoever I want to. It's not really up to somebody else to tell me.
It's funny.
I don't have to ask anybody for my favorite color or favorite numbers or favorite TV shows.
You're wrong. That's not your favorite. What's your favorite story of the bubble playoffs so far?
Hedman at a 50-yard field goal. That's pretty impressive. So Hedman showed that he could play football if he wanted to and be a kicker. Just some of the stuff these guys have been doing off the ice when it comes to the workouts and the other sports they play, and it shows they're just excellent athletes. That's been the most impressive to me as far as the stories from the bubble.
Are you a huge believer in a jersey being really nice based on a great franchise or just on the looks?
Just on the looks. I don't. What franchise it belongs to doesn't matter to me. For instance, I'm not a Kings fan, but most of my favorite jerseys are Kings jerseys.
Somebody thought Lars was a bot. It's because he links things so quickly. Somebody mentioned something, and here's the link.
We totally on Discord need to have a Lars bot.
It would confuse people so quick.
There needs to be a Lars. Well, you could just spell it wrong. Just spell it with a Z. Yeah, with a Z. Lars bot. That works so well.
Oh my goodness.
Got to make that happen, the Lars bot.
Can you grow a beard? No, I veto that.
I can, but I look like I'm about 85 years of age with a beard because this is all gray. And it's a wiry gray, too. It's not even stylish. It just goes in all different directions. Veto. It's not great. The last time that I grew just a goatee.
No, I veto a goatee, too.
I did that when I was on holiday, I want to say 5 years ago. And because at my workplace, if you have any kind of facial area, you have to wear a beard net, which is just awful because it's wool and it's just crappy. So I went to work that one day and I had a couple people say, wow, you look like crap. And I was like, okay, so I'm not growing the goatee anymore. That's done. It's dead. And I'm not doing the painting my beard hair brown. I'm not doing that. There's nothing more off-putting than when somebody's going gray. And then they start dyeing their hair. Yeah. And you're like, weird. Wow, suddenly your hair's black. Yeah. Why didn't you just go for brown?
It's always black and you're just like, that looks really
so bizarre. I much prefer to just cut it off.
Yeah, no.
And stay clean shaven because it ages
Please
me
get
terribly.
A mullet. Shannon has a mullet automatically if his hair grows.
I was close before the Canucks got eliminated.
It was getting long.
It was getting close, but then the Canucks got eliminated, so Yvonne could relax and not worry about me having a mullet.
It was a mullet. Lars' favorite team is the Sharks.
Yep. I don't know if he knew that there was a shark in that logo, but now he knows.
I'm trying to picture Shannon with a Gandalf beard.
No, it's not even stylish like a Gandalf beard. That's why I say I look like a 50s prospector because it just looks awful. Think like Joe Thornton, but gray. So all gray, and it's not a good look.
Shannon cuts all of his hair off, so it's usually like maybe a centimeter long. It's really short.
Yeah.
He just cuts it really, really short.
It was something I learned from my grandfather. My grandfather always had a brush cut, whereas my dad tried to grow his hair long and he was in denial about losing his hair. One of them was dignified and the other one was my father. And so I thought, I'm going to do what Grandpa did when I started losing mine. And so I did.
Are you guys Raptors and Blue Jays fans? Nope.
No, but I got a Grizzlies jersey yesterday. Yvonne was so happy with me that I got a Grizzlies jersey, and Yvonne's so excited about this. She's so excited that I got a Detroit Lions. I got a Stafford jersey. So I ordered a jersey through Van City Sports, and they didn't actually have the jersey that I had ordered, so they offered to send me the Stafford for the same amount.
And they called, and then they asked for the hockey guy.
Yeah.
So it's like they knew who it was because
Lions.
He didn't order with the name hockey guy.
This is kind of
He
fun.
ordered with the name Shannon.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Talked to me. And then once he said it was football, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it was a $40 jersey.
Guy? Yeah, okay.
It's a $40
Shannon,
jersey.
They want to talk to you.
And it's in really good shape.
It's kind of funny.
So I have Detroit. I have tons of Chargers jerseys. I have Rams. I have Tennessee.
Detroit Lions. Shannon has really scraped the bottom of the barrel.
I know, but eventually they have to not suck.
No, the cheap jerseys, we won't have them forever because they had to go to the American post office, which means
I can't cross the border.
It'll be a long time. Yeah. Shannon's famous. Yvonne gets used to it. It's weird.
It's bizarre.
It's weird.
It's bizarre.
But yeah, that was funny. Is that the hockey guy? Oh, Shannon, they want to talk to you. We don't go out in public anymore, but going in public was weird too, because people would know who we were, even without Shannon. Yep. Are you the hockey guy's wife? Yeah.
That's who she is. She's a celebrity too.
No, when I'm known as your wife, that's not how. It's either I'm either the hockey guy's wife or Malachi's mom or. And
yeah, you got back in the van.
That's dumb.
All right, so, I think we're up to about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think we should probably
proud
close
or
it up.
Ashamed over the Stars results so far?
Oh, I'm so proud of them. Part of being a fan is you have to still take pride even when they lose. And as a Canuck fan, I am very, very used to being proud of a team that loses. So it gets me ready for all the other losses elsewhere.
Favorite team logo ever?
Flyers are up there.
Yeah, a bunch of people timed out that person at the same time. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean Minnesota would be up there. Sharks is pretty good. There's a bunch that are good. I've done videos on my favorite logos too.
Yeah.
So I get told that I'm wrong.
Yes. I
get told that I'm wrong, but hey.
It's funny. Yeah. Whenever he does an opinion video, people.
But anyways.
You clearly don't know what you're talking about.
Did Shannon get the new Padres jersey? Yes, I did. I did. And it's beautiful. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. And I love it so much. And now they're in the playoffs. So everybody can be like, oh, look, he's getting on the bandwagon. No. I've cheered for this team since the early 80s and they were garbage. And I've waited so long for them to not be garbage. I'm not used to them not being garbage. I will enjoy this. All right. Anyways, we will do this again on next Saturday.
Yeah. On Monday, we'll
talk to all you fine people. We have the Patreon live stream and the members live stream as well as on Monday. So for members of the channel.
Patreon and members.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that on Monday. And good luck to the Stars tonight. Good luck to Tampa Bay as well. And we will see you guys soon.
Look at, I don't know how Lars does it. He's linking the video. And here's the logo video.
Good job, Lars. Thanks for all your hard work.
By so many people that are in outer space right now.
So there you go.
Oh,
all right.
Gosh.
Talk to you guys again soon.